Cloudy and 55 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 5:30. I'm Paul Alexander. According to President Donald Trump, there's a planned partnership between U.S. Steel and Nippon Steel. Trump says this will create 70,000 jobs and add $14 billion to the U.S. economy. The bulk of that investment will occur in the next 14 months. This is the largest investment in the history of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Trump says in a statement that his tariff policies will ensure that steel will once again and forever be made in America. The headquarters will remain in Pittsburgh, and Trump says he will be at U.S. Steel on Friday, May 30th, for a big rally. Put the phones down. News Radio KDKA's David Bolorado has details on upcoming changes to Pennsylvania's distracted driving laws.
Trooper Rocco Gagliardi says when Paul Miller's law goes into effect June 5th, it means having a device in your hand or even putting it on your lap will become illegal.
No body part can maintain that phone. So it's not just holding it. I know a lot of drivers put that phone on their lap, and that's going to be illegal here in a couple weeks.
Same thing with checking your phone at a red light. AAA's Jim Garrity says research shows that grabbing the phone at a red light still has what he calls a hangover effect because you're still focusing on it and not traffic. David Bolorado, News Radio, KDKA.
Rite Aid's bankruptcy is claiming dozens of additional stores in the Pittsburgh area. What caused the collapse? Dr. Robert Popovian, an expert in pharmaceutical economics, says pharmacy benefit managers are the central problem. He says they take advantage of rebate contracts and inflate drug prices and generate huge profits. Popovian says there's other issues. It's unfair competition.
Some of the practices of the PBMs are harming those businesses and putting them in a very difficult situation financially.
Another factor in Rite Aid's demise was opening too many locations. The marketplace changed, and many products consumers once bought at a drugstore are now ordered online. A new TV series featuring celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay is looking for struggling restaurants from the Pittsburgh area. The unnamed show, said to be coming to a major TV network, is on the hunt for struggling restaurants in or within 45 miles of Pittsburgh, Detroit, or Cleveland. Interested restaurants can apply online. Ramsay has had numerous programs, including Next Level Chef and Kitchen Nightmares. On Wall Street, the Dow closed down 256 points, the NASDAQ down 188, the S&P 500 down 39 points. KDK Sports, Pirates and Brewers at PNC Park tonight. First pitch set for 6:40. KDK Radio News Time is 5:32. Our next update at 6 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander, the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Follow the red, white, and new to Shorkey Kia's Memorial Day Super Sale. New 25 Kia Sportage LX or the new 25 Kia Seltos LX. Your choice, only $199 per month for 24 months with $29.95 due at signing. At Shorkey Kia, you get it all, including 2 years of prepaid maintenance and $500 more for your trade. PA's #1 volume Kia dealer, locations in North Huntingdon and Wexford. ShorkeyKia.com. Call 1-855-410-4037 for complete details on all offers and terms.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in experience and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I got to fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use
promo code LIFE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LIFE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LIFE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code LIFE.
Okay, it's 5:35 from the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center. It's KDK AAA traffic powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. Let's get a live update on traffic. It's a Friday, but it's a Friday before a 3-day weekend. You know everyone's running around, Margot.
Yes, they are, Michael. Reports are coming in for an accident on the Parkway West, outbound west of exit 70C towards the North Shore. The Parkway East inbound is backed up to Wilkinsburg, and 28 is backed up to the 40th Street Bridge. Also, congestion on the Parkway West inbound is starting at Green Tree Hill. With AAA traffic, I'm Margot Rental on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829.
Clouds and a couple of showers for tonight, low 47. Breezy and cool tomorrow with some sun and a couple more showers, high 54. Perhaps a shower to start Saturday, otherwise cool with some sunshine, high 58. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson at 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Hi, this is Larry Richard, host of the Big K Morning Show, weekdays 5:30 until 10. On Memorial Day Monday, Michael Bartley will be in the air chair, remembering our veterans who paid the ultimate price.
Yes, we sure will, Larry. Thank you so much. That'll be on the Big K Morning Show Monday. So not next Thursday, the Thursday after that is June 5th. Oh, boy. That's when that new law kicks in. You got to put down your cell phone when you're driving. It's common sense anyway. Let's hear from David, one of our news guys, David Bolorado, on that deal.
The law is named after Paul Miller, who was killed when a truck driver smashed into his car while reaching for his phone. State police say starting June 5th, they will begin to enforce the law that makes it illegal to have a phone in your hand while you're driving or at a red light or stop sign. AAA's Jim Garrity said at a Friday news conference their data shows checking the phone at a red light is still dangerous.
Even on the roads you take every day, you don't know how long they're going to last. And as soon as that red light turns green, you're still thinking about what's on your phone. And we have research to prove it.
State police will hand out written warnings for 1 year before imposing $50 fines, which will also include court and other costs. David Bolorado, News Radio, KDKA.
Yes, indeedy. June 5th, that goes into, man, that's right around the corner. You know what the problem with having a cell phone while driving, you get into these habits. You do. I use Bluetooth, but it's the texting that messes things up, I think, and people think they're missing something. You just can't do it. Let me be specific with you on those fines. If you have a mobile device in your hand, you could be stopped by the police. They see you. For the first 12 months, the penalty is a written warning. Okay? A year from June 5th, so June 5th, 2026, the penalty will be a summary offense with a $50 fine, plus court costs and other fees. If a driver is convicted of homicide by vehicle and driving while distracted, they may be sentenced up to an additional 5 years in prison. It should be more than that. So you better be aware of that. That's coming up. Do you drive? Well, is it tough for you to drive without the cell phone in your hand and looking at texts? Then you're going to have to get a life. You really are. You really are. 866-391-1020 if you want to tell me about that. Hey, by the way, I want to remind you, as always, you can listen to us on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDK or on the Odyssey app. You can also watch us online with our KDK video stream presented by Metropolitan Window Company. Just go to kdkradio.com, click on Watch KDK Radio Live Stream. So the big story tonight, and you'll be hearing a lot about this. The President of the United States will be coming here next Friday. Is next Friday, May 30th? Yes, it is. So he's coming to have a big celebration in Pittsburgh because of this deal announced today. And we have to see what it looks like. We do. The announcement being U.S. Steel will remain headquartered in Pittsburgh under a planned partnership with Japan's Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel, President Trump announced in a social media post on Friday. It wasn't clear what the terms of the deal would be or who would own U.S. Steel under the arrangement. Trump claims that it would create 70,000 jobs, add $14 billion to the U.S. economy. The terms are in the billions. The president said, quote unquote, the bulk of that investment will occur in the next 14 months. It's pretty interesting, I'll tell you. And he'll be here, I guess, next Friday for a quote unquote big rally to get this going. You know, the union, the United Steelworkers Union, the leadership hated this deal. They didn't want it. A lot of the rank and file wanted it. A lot of the mayors around Clairton and Braddock and all those places, they wanted this deal. They want these jobs to stay here. If they can rebuild these plants and bring jobs here, I'll tell you what, and you all know, if you listen to my show on weekends and in the evening, I'm a big critic of Donald Trump. Huge. I'm praising him right now. And this whole thing about it was a matter of national security, and Trump said that too. Trump was not for this deal. He was not for this deal. I don't know what changed, but he was not for the deal, and now he is. Whatever the terms are, we don't know. We need to know more. But and he had said several times would not approve the deal. He's not for the deal. And the thing was about this deal was people were not happy with it because it was Japan. It was not going to be owned by. It was not going to be an American-owned company. But Nippon Steel, and I've done this story 1,000 times on this radio station. 1,000 times. There's a Nippon plant in West Virginia where the steel workers have called me and told me on the air how much they love working there, and it's a really good company to work for. But they were going on about national security concerns. It's not Nippon is not owned by China. It's a Japanese concern. What's wrong with that? Japan is our ally, our trading partner, our global partner. We do tons of business with Japan. We're very friendly and allied with Japan. So I'm hoping that what Trump released here today is all good. We just need to know more. And it'll, I'm sure, come out over the next couple of days. But for the time being, I'm happy. I am. I'll tell you, I didn't get the politicians on this one. I didn't. And I included Trump, who was against it. For national security reasons, please. This is good. If this is what I think it is, this is good. This is good for the Valley. Those plants need to be remodeled. The Edgar Thompson Works, the Clairton plant, all these, they need to be remodeled. They need upgraded. And we can crank out become the leader in steel production again. Come on, get in there. So I'm just very, very happy about this right now. I really am. And I've always been for this deal. And people have called me and said I was nuts. No. You want really good paying steelworker jobs to go elsewhere? Is that what you want? You're nuts. I'm not nuts. You're nuts. 5:45 on a Friday before a 3-day weekend, so guess what? We better check traffic. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, KDKA AAA traffic powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. Let's get a live update with Margot.
Thanks, Michael. Reports coming in for an accident on the Parkway East inbound near Commercial Street. Also, another accident was reported on Coxcomb Road and Kerr Road in Plum. Looking at the major roadways, the Parkway West outbound is mostly clear. Moderate traffic on 28 from the 40th Street Bridge, and the Parkway West inbound is backed up to Carnegie. With AAA traffic, I'm Margot Rental on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Looking for a ride that's ready for anything Pittsburgh throws your way? Then it's time to meet the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester at Bowser Subaru. The 2025 Subaru Forester and its symmetrical all-wheel drive provides the confidence to explore from muddy trails to long stretches of highway. And with 3.9% APR for 48 months, you don't want to miss it. Don't wait. Visit Bowser Subaru today and take advantage of this limited time offer. With credit approval and financing through SMFL. See Bowser Subaru for complete details. Offer ends May 31st. Log on to BowserSubaru.com. Better yet, visit and take a test drive. Now that's the power of Bowser.
Oh, that's the power of Bowser.
BowserSubaru.com. Bowser Subaru, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
During National Military Appreciation Month, we at University of Maryland Global Campus say thank you to the service members, veterans, and families who dedicate their lives to our country. We are deeply grateful. For over 75 years, UMGC has proudly served the military community, from installations overseas to the communities you call home. Wherever you serve, we stand with you. Learn more at umgc.edu/thanks. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
When you call yourself the voice of Pittsburgh, you have to know when to not talk. Sometimes you just need to be the ears of Pittsburgh. Just listen. Listen to what you have to say. These are complicated and uncertain times. But when you need us, we are here for you. And we're listening. A trusted source that you can count on to be here. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Colin Dunlap here to tell you, if you're injured, you make one call. Shenderovich and Fishman. They handle all types of injury cases. Their fee is 25%, not 40% like so many other firms. They're smart, they're aggressive, they're experienced, and they've got a 99.7% success rate. They win 25% on everything. Car accidents, motorcycle wrecks, tractor-trailer crashes, dog bites, all of it. 1-888-98-TWINS. That's 1-888-98-TWINS. Shenderovich and Fishman. They got your back, not your wallet.
Life-changing medicine is happening every day at UPMC Heart and Vascular Institute.
We have the luxury to be bold, to continue to be pioneers in the world for innovative heart care.
We are the place of discovery. Literally, the world experts in cardiac care are in this institution.
By combining technology, research, and the latest innovations, patients from all over the world come to UPMC.
Because of the expertise that exists here at UPMC, it allows us to take on patients that have been turned down at other centers.
We offer unique heart procedures that you cannot get anywhere else. One of our founding mantras is that compassion has to be at the forefront of everything that we do.
From leading the region in cardiac procedures to being the only center in the state to offer integrated women's health and heart care, UPMC is pioneering life-changing cardiac care every day. Your heart care matters. Visit upmc.com/heart to learn more.
You know, the Friday before Memorial Day would normally be a slow news day. Not today. From the Goldberg, Persky, and White News Desk, here's a look ahead at the 6 o'clock news with Paul Alexander. Paul?
Michael, thank you. If you're hoping to go witness the U.S. Open Golf Championship at Oakmont in person, you better act pretty quickly. We'll explain. Details coming up top of the hour, right here in the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Reacting to the stories you're talking about. Colin Dunlap, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
And Michael Bartley in my last segment, actually, filling in for Colin today. These 4 hours went by very quickly. Wow, did they ever. You know, I'll tell you, especially when it relates to the amazing phone calls that we got. So many phone calls. And just terrifically wonderful phone calls. And I told folks that I promised that I'd keep I kept my word, and that I would use, I don't care how many hours it took, that if you had a Memorial Day event, that you could call in and tell us about it. And so many people did. Oh my. For all the way north to Slippery Rock and all over the Pittsburgh area, Turtle Creek, Wilkins Township, McKeesport. They got that great thing in McKeesport honoring those 23 McKeesport boys killed in Vietnam. And I spoke with the commander of the VFW post for 274, and he was terrific. I'll be with him Monday morning after the Big K morning show. So I'll be here again Monday morning. I'm off tomorrow, but we have basketball tomorrow, so I'm not here 2 to 5 tomorrow. But so I'll be here for Larry 5:30 to 10 in the morning, and then I have to rush off to Calvary Cemetery to be the keynote speaker there. We have a wonderful event there. All the flags are up there now. All of that. All of it. So Monday morning at 7 o'clock in the morning, and by the way, at 8 o'clock in the morning, I'll have the commander again and my other buddy, Dan Prim, who's part of the VFW and the American Legion, talking not just about their own event there, but also the meaning of Memorial Day. But at 7 o'clock in the morning Monday, mark this down, my friend Judy, maiden name Scaretti, married name Kanai, Judy Kanai. The name Kanai may ring a bell. They have the funeral home in Greenfield. I've known them my whole life. And Judy grew up 2 blocks from me. Her brother Vinny was killed in Vietnam. 1970. I was 8 years old, and I know you're going to think I'm not being truthful, but I remember it vividly. The whole neighborhood was really up in arms. And Judy's going to tell us that story, and she's also going to tell us how she was called, and I think it was either in the 80s or 90s, by a guy who said we were with Vinny's platoon in Vietnam, and she went and met them. And it's a very heartwarming, extraordinary story. So that'll be at 7 o'clock Monday morning. 8 o'clock, I'll be with the commanders, and we'll talk about other events around the Pittsburgh area. Don't forget, yeah, you can go and open the pool, and you can go buy a mattress and go buy a new pair of shoes and all that type stuff, but don't forget, Memorial Day is a federal holiday honoring and mourning the U.S. military personnel who died while serving the United States Armed Forces. That's what it is. And I'll be here to remind you all about it on Monday. Michael Bartley on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, KDKA AAA traffic powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. Let's get an update on traffic with Margot.
Thanks, Michael. Reports are still coming in for an accident on the Parkway East inbound near Commercial Street right before the Squirrel Hill Tunnel. Crews are also still cleaning up another accident on Coxcomb Road and Kerr Road in Plum. Taking a look at the major roadways, the Parkway West inbound is congested from Carnegie and moderate traffic on 28 from the Etna bypass on the inbound. The iParkit app, download iParkit and save on parking. With AAA traffic, I'm Margo Rensel on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The easiest way to park in uptown and downtown Pittsburgh is to download iParkit. When you use iParkit, you're guaranteed the best prices at the most convenient parking garages for game day, theaters, work, or play. From uptown to downtown, iParkit has you covered. Download iParkit and save.
Honored to win the Marconi Award as the best news talk station in the country. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
This Memorial Day, give your home the protection it deserves and save big on your new roof. Contact Home Genius Exteriors now and get 50% off materials. Plus, no payments till 2026 and take an extra $500 off. And all military members receive an additional 10% discount. Call Home Genius Exteriors at 855-UR-GENIUS to schedule your free roof and attic inspection today. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our U.S.-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you, and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
Not available in all states. Rates vary. Building a financial safety net for your family can be tough. But with term life insurance through Ethos, you can have peace of mind that they can pay the mortgage and other bills if something happens to you. With coverage in as little as 10 minutes, all online, Ethos finds your best rate across their multiple trusted carriers. Some policies as low as $1 a day billed monthly. And even in uncertain times, your term life insurance rates and payout don't change. Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life.
Most people think child abuse is a bad parent problem.
Actually, the root causes may be different than you think.
Let us explain. Affordable housing for everyone?
That prevents child abuse. And access to health care in every community
prevents child abuse too. High quality, affordable child care.
Paid family leave.
School breakfast and lunch programs.
All of this prevents child abuse.
It's all about keeping families out of crisis in the first place.
At least 1 in 7 children in the United States have experienced abuse or neglect in the past year. Prevent Child Abuse America promotes policies, programs, and resources informed by science that help communities, parents, and kids thrive.
Because when we keep families out of crisis,
we prevent child abuse
from ever happening.
Go to preventchildabuse.org to learn more.
That's preventchildabuse.org.
Let's solve child abuse before it ever happens.
When you struggle with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis, you get used to not feeling 100%. I thought that was how it had to be. Until I discovered the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. They told me about new medications that weren't around back when I was diagnosed. They helped me find a specialist who gave me a new treatment plan. I'm feeling better than I ever thought I could. Don't settle for not feeling your best. Take action today to take care of yourself. Spill your guts. Learn more at
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. from the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Cloudy and 55 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 6 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander. News brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. Need a new roof or just want to repair a small leak? Trust PJ.com. According to President Donald Trump, there's a planned partnership between U.S. Steel and Nippon Steel. Trump says this will create 70,000 jobs and add $14 billion to the U.S. economy. The bulk of that investment will occur in the next 14 months. This is the largest investment in the history of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Trump says in a statement that his tariff policies will ensure that steel will once again and forever be made in America. The headquarters will remain in Pittsburgh, and Trump says he will be at U.S. Steel on Friday, May 30th, for a big rally. A new law set to go into effect in 2 weeks will make it illegal for Pennsylvania drivers to have a phone or any device in their hands while they're driving. News Radio KDK's David Bolorado has more.
The law is named after Paul Miller, who was killed when the truck driver smashed into his car while reaching for his phone. State police say starting June 5th, they will begin to enforce the law that makes it illegal to have a phone in your hand while you're driving or at a red light or stop sign. AAA's Jim Garrity said at a Friday news conference their data shows checking the phone at a red light is still dangerous.
Even on the roads you take every day, you don't know how long they're going to last. And as soon as that red light turns green, you're still thinking about what's on your phone. And we have research to prove it.
State police will hand out written warnings for 1 year before imposing $50 fines, which will also include court and other costs. David Bolorado, News Radio, KDKA.
One of the men charged in the Dravosburg crash that killed 15-year-old Sarah Catholic student Samantha Kalkbrenner was found guilty Thursday in a non-jury trial. Andrew Voigt was convicted on charges of reckless endangerment, reckless and careless driving, and speeding. Witnesses testified they saw Voigt driving in and out of traffic at excessive speeds with another vehicle driven by William Soliday. It was Soliday's vehicle that hit the school van. After the deadly collision, Voigt failed to call 911, left the scene, and took an identifying sticker off his vehicle. He will be sentenced in August. With the unofficial start of summer beginning this weekend, law enforcement will be out making sure drivers are not under the influence. There will be DUI checkpoints and patrols all around the Pittsburgh area this weekend. White Oak police say that the Eastern Allegheny Traffic Safety Alliance will be conducting roving patrols in Eastern Allegheny County. Patrols are possible in Edgewood, Forest Hills, Monroeville, North Versailles, Oakmont, Penn Hills, Plum, White Oak, and Wilkins Township. Pennsylvania State Police will also be conducting roving patrols and checkpoints across southwestern Pennsylvania and all through the Commonwealth. Police are encouraging those who drink to plan ahead for a sober ride home. The U.S. Open at Oakmont is just 3 weeks away, and tickets are scarce. Daily gallery tickets for Friday and Saturday completely sold out, and tickets for the 1895 Club are sold out for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Remaining inventory is selling quickly. You can check on ticket availability at usopenchampionship.com. There's still some available for the special fan event on Tuesday, June 10th with the USGA course setup team. CBS News correspondent Jim Krasula reports a famed musician is taking a break as he deals with some health issues.
Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Billy Joel is canceling all of his scheduled concerts. The 76-year-old piano man has revealed on social media that he's being treated for a condition that involves a buildup of fluid in the brain that can cause neurological symptoms. Joel says he's been dealing with hearing, vision, and balance issues. Jim Krasula, CBS News.
The July 5th concert scheduled for Acrisure Stadium with Billy Joel and Rod Stewart has been canceled as well. If you bought tickets, you will be automatically refunded. On Wall Street, the Dow closed down 256 points, the Nasdaq down 188, the S&P 500 down 39 points. KDK Sports, Pirates and Brewers about 40 minutes away from first pitch tonight. KDK Radio News Time 6:03. Over 65 and still on your employer's health insurance? Call One Health Benefits today at 724-799-8873 to learn about the best Medicare plan to fit your needs. Right now, cloudy and 55 degrees in Pittsburgh. KDK AAA Traffic and AccuWeather. Together, next.
Summertime is fast approaching, so what's on your growing honeydew home improvement list? Mine, it never ends, but I was able to check a big box and preserve my all-brick home thanks to Precision Pointing, a full-scale masonry company. Tons of brick pointing, brick replacements, don't even get me started on the chimney, much worse than I originally thought. But now, all set. Precision Pointing craftsmanship set me up and took away a huge worry and burden. Plus, at Precision Pointing, they guarantee all their work, and they don't require a down payment. Precision Pointing, brickpointingpittsburgh.net.
Folds of Honor has been meeting Sacrifice with Hope since 2019 in Western PA. It's their honor to empower people through education and the opportunities it creates. 41% of Folds of Honor scholarships are awarded to minorities, making recipient families as diverse as the country we call home. Folds of Honor has earned the Gold Star Platinum Seal, as well as 4 out of 4-star rankings on Charity Navigator. You can join their squadron today at westernpa.foldsofhonor.org. Please donate today. Spitzer Toyota of Monroeville is a proud supporter of Folds of Honor.
KDKA traffic on the 5s.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, it's KDKA AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser and Genesis of Monroeville. Here's Margot with the traffic report. Margot.
Thanks, Rachel. Crews are still cleaning up an accident on the Parkway East inbound right before the Squirrel Hill Tunnel, creating congestion from Churchill. On the major roadways, the Parkway West inbound is backed up past Green Tree Hill, and 28 inbound has moderate traffic from the Etna bypass. With AAA traffic, I'm Margot Rensel on 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Rather cloudy for tonight with a couple of showers, a low of 47. We'll have clouds and some sunshine tomorrow. It's going to be cool again with a couple more showers, high 54. Partly cloudy tomorrow night, a low of 44. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for over 20 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Time now for Rachel and John on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Love that jingle. It's Rachel and John, and it's jazzy, and that makes me so happy. And we are joined by so many guests tonight. We're not used to this many guests on a Friday.
I'm not, we're starting to build that cavalcade again. It's like the clown car. People just keep coming in, coming out. I already gave Margot the heads up that there is going to be just people coming in and out here all
Let's
night
just
long.
hope they all like each other.
Right.
Because
And
if they don't, sorry.
to be honest with you, that's where we come into play because we help them like each other because our phrase is a term of endearment.
It is a term of endearment. Yes. Don't think for a second that it's, jag is not good.
So
it's
it
a good
is.
thing.
It is Rachel and John. We're jagging around here at KDKA, and you know that we have, we're here until 9 o'clock, and then from 9 to 10, you'll hear the late night version. And it's always, one of those parts is always dedicated to local music.
Mm-hmm.
And we're always dedicated to local stories like today, what was happening. Listen, I just have to preface this thing. We love to tell local stories.
Yeah.
We've been promoting for the last 5 days that this thing called Chalk Fest is happening on the North Shore on a street called Isabella.
Right, which is where we reside.
Which is where we pulled up to today and had no idea why there were those roadblocks.
So John and Rachel, we're like, what happened?
What is up?
What happened? And we
we're
knew
like,
it was Chalk
it's
Fest.
Chalk Fest. So that's the lead into
So
this
Macalooza,
story.
you have a lot of splaining to do. Why could we not park in our spots?
You're welcome.
No, seriously, that voice that you hear is Matt. We know him just as Matt. Like it's like Cher. It's Matt. He is the CEO and president of River Life. And we talk all the time, in all seriousness, that you literally are our neighbor across the street. we're forever flagging you down, you or Emily or Sarah, just to say, hey, you're great community supporters. And I love that there's so much life today on this cold May day, more than ever, because so many people are so intrigued by Chalk Fest.
Yeah, well, it's great to be with you. Thank you for the time to talk about our work. You know, River Life works at the intersection of economic development and sustainability in arts and culture. And, you know, we think that the alchemy for a good riverfront is to celebrate the arts.
Sure.
And to take, you know, a simple medium like chalk and bring in 25 artists from around the country to ply their craft on our sidewalks and on our streets, and welcome the community to engage with those artists is a real privilege.
And so start there. So for someone who wouldn't know, this has 4 years old?
Fourth year.
Fourth year. Yeah. Wow. And so it was an idea that, as you had told us in the past, Eric, better known as the Chalking Dad, brought it to you guys. And you thought, let's give this a try. Because did you know there was a demand for this type of art? Or were you thinking, let's see and then build it as they come?
Yeah, this is about experimentation.
Sure.
And I think the idea, Eric Greenwald, who is the Pittsburgh Chalking Dad, is amazing. And when the idea of a chalk festival, that we would have chalk artists doing interesting things on our streets, came to us, that was a great opportunity to test whether the public would respond to that medium. And so, you know, this is in our fourth year. It's now River Life Chalk Fest. We have vendors for food and beverage. We have community partners of 13 or so odd community partners coming out. There's engagements for little kids and big kids, and it intersects with the Pirates weekend they have a homestand this weekend. And so there's a synergy to what we've created that you just can't manufacture, and it's grown every single year.
And that's such a good point, John. I know I saw John's mouth open, like he wants to ask a question, but I jumped in. Well, no, but I was going to say it's something you have to take a risk on, right? I mean, you just don't know. Yeah. Are there other chalk fests in other cities that you could say, okay, let me see how I emulate?
Yeah, there are other chalk festivals.
Gotcha.
And you know, I think so. We try to benchmark ourselves against other Pittsburgh festivals.
Sure.
We view this as our signature kickoff to the summer. We anticipate growing this year. The weather, despite being a bit cool, will be dry as we think. So there's going to be a great turnout for this event. It's going to run from 2 to 6 tomorrow and then 10 to 2 on Sunday. But we think it's a great opportunity for folks to come out. There are festivals around the country, and we do take pieces of those,
sure.
nick a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. John.
So, Matt,
John, would you like to talk to my friend Matt?
Yes, I would, as a matter of fact. So the Chalk Fest is like the thrill of watching it all happen. And as you said, you can talk to the artists while they're creating. There's also that thrill of like, the Pittsburgh weather might, there's that excitement. We see it, then all of a sudden it might go away. But the cool part is just watching everybody walk around and go, wait, they kind of cock their head like their dog and they go, wait, oh, I get it. Because it's all one-dimensional art, but it looks three-dimensional. Like you've witnessed this now 4 years over here. Does it ever not amaze you?
Yeah, the beauty is to watch people and have their imagination captured.
Yes.
Right? Whether it's a piece that is a portrait or it's one of those perspective pieces where you stand on a corner and it looks like a giant Campbell's soup can, right? Yeah. Those are, I think, magical moments, right? To be able to see people interact with the work. I think what's beautiful about many of the artists is that they're bringing their own imagination to this, and oftentimes it's pop art, right? So it's super accessible for the public to engage with, and for us, that's gold because you're interacting with the riverfronts in a different way, you're interacting with art in a different way. And for us, that it's resonated.
And I think it's brilliant on your part, your team's part, the fact that when we think river life, we think, oh, we're going to have some boats and we're going to have some speedboats and sailboats and whatever that is. But we're right on the shore there and the sidewalks and the streets creating art that now is connecting to the river. I love that idea.
Yeah, the big move this year was that we've actually expanded the footprint. So in years past, it has really just been confined to Isabella Street, the street that we share together.
Sure.
we've actually moved it down to the Riverwalk on the Three Rivers Heritage Trail. And so within Allegheny Landing Park, you'll be able to see the pieces in different venues. And that was intentional. We really actually want people to get closer to the river and experience it in the different way. So
what a way to do it. I mean, Pittsburgh always comes up with a different take on anything. So I love that you're pulling, seriously, and you're pulling pieces from other cities, what's that phrase? The best form of flattery is
mockery.
Or,
copy.
Yeah, right. Imitation. And so you did a little of that, but now it's our own. And I love seeing the different images. To your point, people just come over, they're gawking at it, they're trying to figure out what is that. And then once it's done, even John and I walking today, we were like, this is cool that we're here and we get to see it firsthand as they're getting prepared, for tomorrow.
Absolutely.
All right. Matt, we need you to stick around because we have a couple other questions and we have to whammy you with a Yinzer question, but we'll prepare you, so just stay with us.
In the meantime, we're going to go to traffic, right?
You got it, John. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, it's KDKA AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser and Genesis of Monroeville. Here's Margot with the traffic report. Margot.
Thank you, Rachel. Reports coming in that crews are still cleaning up that accident on the Parkway East inbound right before the Squirrel Hill Tunnel, creating a good amount of congestion in that area. On the major roadways, 28 has moderate traffic on the inbound from the Etna bypass. On the Parkway West inbound, it is backed up from Carnegie. With AAA traffic, I'm Margot Rensel on 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
The Peace Lily is so last year. Hey, has anyone worked with fiddlenecks?
Shelby's popular flower shop is in full bloom.
We just got a request for an arrangement that evokes air. Who's up for that challenge? No?
She needs to hire a floral designer to nip foliage faux pas in the bud.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our advanced matching helps find talented candidates so you can connect with them fast. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
It's not too late for a deep spring cleaning on your home. Give my friends at Zero Res a call today. Get 3 rooms of carpet clean for only $129 and take $50 off your air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResPGH.com.
May is full of great specials at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. Save with your Coons Reward Card. All natural, fresh, boneless chicken tenders, $2.99 a pound. Whole seedless watermelons, $3.99 each. And Heinz tomato ketchup, 38-ounce bottles, $2.99 each. Additional savings in our meat department. 80% lean fresh ground beef, $3.99 a pound. And selected varieties of Ballpark Franks, 15-ounce packages, buy one, get one free. And in our produce department, fresh southern sweet corn, $4.99 a dozen. And first of the season, southern peaches, $1.49 a pound. In our deli department, yellow or white Land O'Lakes American cheese, $6.99 a pound. And Coon's own broccoli cheddar salad, $6.49 a pound. And this week, selected varieties of Sweet Baby's Ray's barbecue sauce, 18-ounce bottles, $1.88 each.
So get in on the great May specials at Coons Market. How do you find one of the 8 great locations nearest you? Click on CoonsMarket.com. That's Coons Market, a special place in your neighborhood.
Hey folks, Marty Griffin. I go back years with Rob Pierce from Robert Pierce & Associates, one of my go-to guys. They've been at it more than 40 years. Clients are never charged unless the case is won. That remains the foundation of this firm's work. Led by managing partner Rob Pierce, this family-owned firm dedicated to helping friends and neighbors in the fight against negligence, wrongdoing, and abuse. I've seen it, folks. Skilled professionals, professional injury attorneys, and legal professionals. The firm provides compassionate and experienced representation to injury victims and their families, from personal injury and nursing home abuse to medical malpractice and Social Security disability cases. Robert Pierce and Associates been serving communities around this city, state, and the region for 40 years. Committed to ensuring full and fair compensation. Call them right now for a no-obligation consultation. 412-214-7477.
Adventure awaits, and the 2025 Subaru Outback Premium is ready at Bowser Subaru to take you wherever you want to go. Take home a 2025 Subaru Outback Premium, VIN number S32-598, from Bowser Subaru and get 3.9% APR for 63 months. Don't wait. Visit Bowser Subaru today and take advantage of this limited time offer. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $477 applies with credit approval and financing through SMFL. See Bowser Subaru for complete details. Offer ends May 31st. Log on to BowserSubaru.com, or better yet, visit Bowser Subaru and take a test drive. Now that's the power of Bowser. BowserSubaru.com. Bowser Subaru, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
Loyalty has its rewards at your neighborhood Par-Mar store. See for yourself. Download the Par-Mar Stores app today and find deals, coupons, and earn points to get free groceries. Dan Zangrilli reminding you that if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
From the Goldberg, Persky, and White News Desk, here's a look ahead at the 6:30 news with our guy, Paul Alexander. Paul.
John, thank you so much. Obviously, the big news, Donald Trump announcing that there is going to be a deal between Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel. We're going to hear from the governor and the county executive. Coming up, bottom of the hour, right here on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute, a first for Amazon-owned Whole Foods Markets. The National Labor Relations Board certifying a union at one of its Philadelphia stores, despite objections from the chain, which says it'll appeal that decision. Booz Allen, that's the consulting and defense contracting firm that gets almost all its revenue from the federal government, is now cutting upwards of 2,500 workers, 7% of its staff, in response to the Trump cuts and reorganizations at federal government agencies. President Trump, meantime, threatening a new round of tariffs on all imports from the European Union and on Samsung and Apple smartphones that are sold in the U.S. but made overseas. That spooked investors today, sending the dollar to an 18-month low. And at the closing bell on Wall Street, the Dow was down 256 points. The Nasdaq lost 189. The S&P lost 39. And Disney's live-action remake of Lilo and Stitch already a hit, raking in $14.5 million at the box office last night just in previews. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
Back to Rachel and John on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It is Rachel and John jagging around, and we're talking about Chalk Fest. We have the president and CEO. Yes, we rate those kind of guests, those level of guests. Matt Galuzzo from the Pittsburgh River Life. And so we're talking about all the things that are going on tomorrow, starting tomorrow. Actually,
2 days.
You can really go down there today and watch the artists in action start to kind of mark their territory, right? It's down on Isabella. But Matt, first of all, Chalk Fest, summarizing that, there are 2 places to see Chalk Fest at this point, right?
Yeah, so it really is straddled by Allegheny Landing Park, which is right between the Roberto Clemente Bridge and the Andy Warhol Bridge on the North Shore. We will have art on Isabella Street, which runs perpendicular to the bridges, and then down on the Riverwalk on the Three Rivers Heritage Trail. And so.
You missed the most important fact of Isabella is that's the world headquarters for Jagoff Media, by the way. So
he knew.
Matt, that's okay. That's okay.
It's old hat for him.
But we are neighbors. But actually, you just brought up, if you don't mind, the 2 of the sister bridges. Yeah. You have some project you want to talk about with the sister bridges as well, right?
You know, Chalk Fest is nested in what we're calling the Sister Bridges experience. And 2 years ago, we announced a vision for the repositioning of this entire area, celebrating the bridges, celebrating the parks on either side, as well as the water itself. And so we're excited that we can bring folks down to that space and have them interact with it in a different way. But the coming months and years, that space is going to be transformed. River Life alone is investing about $18 million in that geography. That is following what the county put into the bridges, which is north of $90 million. And so, you know, there is a lot of momentum in that area. And I encourage the public to see that in process. Yeah, there's some construction fences with the Cultural Trust doing their 8th Street block Arts Landing project. We have a project in Allegheny Riverfront Park that's underway. But the vision is there, and you're going to incrementally over the next 2 years see real transformation there, which is super exciting.
Not to take it back to Chalk Fest, but speaking of vision, you have a little community collab going on, correct? Is there a mural that's community driven?
Yeah, so we have actually two. There's a community mural.
I should have read my notes, John.
So in addition to seeing the artwork that these pros are coming in, there are going to be opportunities for folks of all ages to pick up the chalk and make their own pieces.
I love this, yes.
Which is a new feature, and I think is a reflection of what we saw last year was a lot of people getting, grabbing chalk and doing their own works. There'll be some sanctioned pieces this year, which we think is exciting.
I love that.
I love how Rachel kindly just threw it to you to say, please say the name because we.
Yeah, and you didn't.
Okay.
You failed me, Matt.
Okay, so there's a mandala. There's a mandala piece. And then there are 2x2 community squares that we will have as well.
I just didn't want to say mandala.
Yeah.
Like a Pittsburgher.
Well, we're all good Pittsburghers.
And we all know that you never go to me for the name.
Yes.
It's just never
mandala.
Good
and I think that is such another reason. There's 25 artists who are coming, so of course we want to admire their work, and this is what they're known for. But the fact that the common people can kind of come in and really make that a collaboration, I think that's great.
Yeah, you take that and then all of the other community collaborations. So Shiftworks and Sweetwater and the Civic Science Lab.
Sure.
Like all of these partners have come to this space. It's going to be, as I say, replete with attractions that will hopefully meet the expectations of the
and Pittsburghers, do not panic because there's food, there's music. I mean, it used to be that if there weren't fireworks, it wasn't an event, right? But now I feel like people are like, are there going to be food trucks? Yeah. Is there music? That kind of thing. And you thought of all those things.
Yeah, I think, it's trying to create a complete experience for folks. And, the idea of making these spaces welcoming for everybody and hopefully meeting their expectations is what we're trying to do. So.
Will there be a chalk drawing on somewhere of a strawberry Jell-O pretzel salad? Do you have any
I feel
idea?
like he can't say.
I'm we do not dictate the type of art that is produced.
Okay.
I imagine, as in years past, we'll have some Pittsburgh themes.
Okay.
But I can't speak to what the what the individual pieces will be.
I think the cool part is, Matt, is that the Chalk Fest these are national artists that come here to do this. This is like going to see a musician at a festival, at a music festival, a comedian at the Improv. These are national level artists.
These are pros. About half of them are from the region, right?
Okay.
From Cleveland to Pittsburgh, right? This region, and the rest are flying in. And we're really proud of the group that we've assembled this year. They're amazing,
and they admire each other, right? It's just another one of those industry things where they appreciate and respect each other's work.
Had no view into that until they were here.
Yeah,
and
sure.
How they interact and support each other.
You could see it today. Yeah. And obviously, I'm sure they're not all there. We act like we have the whole skinny because we.
No, it is just so organic to watch them show up and take their big bags, an old suitcase out of their car with all.
Someone
of these
had their shoes off, like
pieces,
getting really into it.
Yeah, pieces of chalk. It's just the coolest thing. And then watch how they design it. One sketches it out a little bit more.
The tape.
One is doing grids. I think it's just unbelievably fantastic. And thanks to you guys at the River Life for kind of pulling this together with your team.
It's a pleasure.
And Shocking Dad.
This is our signature event throughout the year. So.
Yeah.
All right. I knew this was going to happen. So we talked to you way too long, but you can actually get everything at River Life Pittsburgh?
Yeah, riverlifepgh.org. Hit us up on the socials.
Yeah.
We're there. We have a newsletter. So if folks really want to stay engaged with, because we do programming, we do planning, we also do capital projects. So we invest in park spaces. If folks want to stay up to date, these are our
Get on
rivers.
the mailing list.
It's a really good way to
Matt, we need you to stay with us and invade the Sharon Eberson time because we got more Yinzer questions. John and Rachel, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
I really need funding to expand my inventory.
Swish Funding can help you expand inventory, upgrade equipment, and boost your cash flow.
Well, okay, but I need funding fast.
Swish Funding provides funding from $25,000 to $2 million with payment terms tailored to your needs and cash in your account in less than 24 hours.
So what's the catch?
No catch. If you've been in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of $50,000, you could qualify. Just go to swishfunding.com to apply. That's swishfunding.com.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
It's Marty Griffin. I have seen so much angst and anger these days that, you know what's overwhelmed me with joy and optimism? This Get Marty. The folks in this community that have stepped up. You can't help your neighbor if you hate your neighbor. Get Marty epitomizes that opportunity to help people, feed people, clothe people, educate people. If you need me, get Marty at KDKRadio.com.
Get Marty is presented by Phil DeLuceni and Associates, Levin Furniture, UPMC Health System, CNS Construction, John Keefe Restaurant Group of Oakmont, and by Robert Pierce and Associates. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Cloudy and 54 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 6:30. I'm Paul Alexander. Since today, the proposed transaction was announced between Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel, Lieutenant Governor Davis and I have worked with the leadership of Nippon and U.S. Steel, local labor and federal, state, and local partners to press for the best deal to keep U.S. Steel headquartered in Pittsburgh, protect union jobs, and secure the future of steelmaking in western Pennsylvania. That is part of a release by the governor of Pennsylvania, and that is going to be, if the $14 billion deal goes through, the largest investment in the Commonwealth history. So that's from Governor Shapiro. Now from County Executive Sarah Innamorato. And here is her statement. Steel operations in the Mon Valley and reducing air pollution are both important to Allegheny County's economic future. Now that the Trump administration has indicated a deal can move forward, we want to see Nippon commit to investing in the workers and honor the collective bargaining agreements now and in the future, be a good community partner with the Mon Valley residents, and work with county and local governments to build a future where everyone can thrive. A new law is set to go into effect that may make you think twice about grabbing your phone while you're driving. It's called Paul Miller's Law, and it goes into effect June 5th. It makes it illegal for drivers who have a phone or other device in their hands, on their lap, or even holding it at a red light. Trooper Rocco Gagliardi says if you don't have a hands-free calling system and you get an urgent call, you better pull off to the side of the road.
You got a real important call, you got to take notes down, you need something important. Pull off into a parking lot, take that call, Snapchat, FaceTime, do whatever you want while you're off the road completely. That's our best recommendation if you want to do that.
It's named after Paul Miller, a man killed in Monroe County when a tractor-trailer driver dropped his phone and slammed into Miller's car while reaching for it, killing him. The law gives police the ability to stop someone they see with the device in their hand. It'll get you a warning for the first year, but after that, you'll be slapped with a $50 fine plus court costs. Penn State Board of Trustee member Jay Paterno says plans to close 7 satellite campuses are contrary to the university's traditional mission. He tells KDK's Marty Griffin in an example, it's closing the schools when the governor says there's a shortage of teachers.
We closed 3 campuses that have nursing programs. Explain that one to me. I mean, it just does not make sense.
Paterno says under state law, Governor Shapiro needs to sign off on the announced closures, and the decision may be affected by what he wants his legacy on education to be. On Wall Street, the Dow closed down 256 points, the Nasdaq down 188, the S&P 500 down 39. KDK Sports, Pirates getting set to host the Milwaukee Brewers, Game 2 of their 4-game weekend series. First pitch at 6:40. And if you want to see the U.S. Open in person at Oakmont, you better act quickly. Tickets are going fast. Our next update at 7 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
This is Stephen Barry Ehrenrich from Petite. Traditions are passed down from generation to generation. And at Petite Kitchen and Bath Design Center, we have a tradition of making customers' dreams come true.
Over the years, 3 generations of our family have worked with countless customers. We've listened to their ideas and then developed designs for their kitchens and baths.
And speaking of traditions, we've also had the unique privilege of creating generations of satisfied customers the Petite way.
They've seen that upgrading a kitchen or bath adds value to a home and makes it more desirable. And we can do the same for your home with the best designers and installers in the business.
Come visit our newly remodeled showroom. The response has been overwhelming.
Petite Kitchen and Bath is on Route 50, just off the Carnegie exit, or call 412-279-2222. That's 412-279-2222. Haven't you waited long enough?
PA 625.
The legacy continues with a special rock celebration live. A trip to their massive hits and fan favorites. 3 decades. Over 22 million albums sold. One night only. Friday, July 25th. The Event Center at Rivers Casino. Live. Tickets on sale now at riverscasino.com. Don't miss Live.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're gonna be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LIFE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LIFE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LIFE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code LIFE.
KDKA traffic on the 5s.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, it's KDKA AAA traffic powered by Bowser and Genesis of Monroeville. Here is the traffic report with Margot. Margot?
Thanks, Rachel. A new accident reported on Mount Oliver Street in the city. On the major roadways, the accident on the Parkway East inbound has been cleared. However, congestion is still backed up to Wilkinsburg. There is moderate traffic on 28 from the Etna bypass on the inbound, and the Parkway West inbound is backed up from Carnegie to the tunnel. With AAA traffic, I'm Margot Renzel on 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Clouds and a couple of showers for tonight, low 47. Breezy and cool tomorrow with some sun and a couple more showers, high 54. Perhaps a shower to start Saturday, otherwise cool with some sunshine, high 58. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson at 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Hi, this is Larry Richard, host of the Big K Morning Show, weekdays 5:30 until 10. On Memorial Day Monday, Michael Bartley will be in the air chair, remembering our veterans who paid the ultimate price.
It is Rachel and John jagging around, and thanks to Margot for helping us through as we come swinging in here, coming in hot, as they say. Mm-hmm. And when we text her, she doesn't say new phone, who dis?
No, she's so helpful.
Right. She's like, no, we got you covered.
You know who else is pretty helpful? Sharon Eberson. You know my infatuation. She's been the writer extraordinaire for years. Sharon, should I go on and on to intro you? Sharon is literally one of my favorite writers, but obviously has become one of my favorite people. And Sharon, as we were talking off air and you were listening to the Matt interview, in terms of Chalkfest, you're no stranger to it either.
I worked with Eric Greenwald for years at the Post-Gazette. 'Cause
Okay.
I was there for 100 years, so I saw a lot of people come and go. 41, but who's counting? And so I was following Eric on social media anyway and watched him evolve into the Talking Dad.
Yeah.
With the amazement of his work, where I think it was the first time I felt like, wow, what he's doing is like a scene from Mary Poppins where they jump into, into the street art. And I've been a fan ever since. And so everyone should follow him on social media. It's amazing. So you can really see what happens around the country.
Yeah.
And he's
right here.
Yeah. But he also really does a good job of showing what he does, and he admires, his fellow talking artists.
Sure.
So,
Matt, you didn't know that we were going to have somebody jump in and help sell this even more.
Amazing. Thank you.
And so, Matt,
anytime.
Something else that you didn't know, because we didn't prep you, was that we do have a couple of Yinzer questions that you should have answered prior to coming on, but we let you on anyway. Yeah. So are you ready for those Yinzer questions?
As ready as I'm going to be,
Well, here's the biggest one. So John and I try our best to not turn into typical Yinzers and Pittsburgh guys and do the nat or used to be. But I have a tendency when I'm in deep conversation to do a nah. So do you have a neighborhood nah that makes me say nah?
Well, so I'm a child of Pittsburgh neighborhoods, right? Like that.
Yes.
Like, that's how I grew. Like I did neighborhood work for a very long time, so I could pick from a bunch of different places.
Okay.
So I have plenty of Lawrenceville things. I have plenty of Hazelwood things. I will say there is actually a river thing. So we have on our rivers a pod of seagulls on the Allegheny River.
Nah.
Right.
I mean, that's a natural nah.
Yeah.
That's natch.
So right up by the Highland Park Bridge, there is a pod, and I don't know what a flock or...
Sure.
Right, but there are seagulls on the Highland Park Bridge. So that is...
That's
and they are not indigenous to this area.
Right.
And so it's a really interesting story. So.
Wow. I love that. Okay, moving right along, because you're just going to be a complete nugget of information. Now, next one. What is that? Not neighborhood, procrastination piece. So you've been in Pittsburgh your whole life, and John and I said we podcasted from the Baronhof. We've told Sharon this story. Didn't know it was there. Is so glad that we got there. Have not gotten to certain places that we've admitted. Is there a place that you're like, I'm going to get there, but you haven't yet?
It's embarrassing that I work on the rivers, and I've never been to a place called Sandcastle in my entire life.
Is that right?
You're the second person, right? Last week there was somebody who said they didn't go to. Really?
Never been to Sandcastle.
Wow. Okay, that's all right. I mean, that's not the end of the world. It's not like you're saying like the Carnegie Museum of Art, where Sharon Eberson's like, I'm going to really hurt this guy. All right, last but certainly not least, we were a little bit worried to ask this because we go into full protection mode for our guests whenever we ask this question. But is there something that would force us to revoke your Yinzer card if people found out?
Yeah, and this goes to amusement parks as well.
Okay.
I am not a big fan of the potato patch French fries at Kennywood.
Hit the dump button.
Threw it
Lock
down.
the doors, Margot. Yes. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Any reason?
Wow. It's just a texture.
Just not your thing. Sure.
Okay.
Texture's a big thing. Yeah.
My family loves them. I just find them to not be that great.
I love that. Okay. I think
people
it's
love
fair.
them, and I love them for loving them, but I do not.
Here's the beauty to that answer. You did not come down on anybody or anything, because they're going to be like, oh, well, you're one set of fries, guy. Right? That's the end of the story. You didn't come down on all of Kennywood. You're good.
Yeah.
No, it is so true. And there are things about Pittsburgh that sometimes you're just like, I got to admit, right? Sharon, we're going to come to you for this as well, because we had a little bit of time. So let's start with you. Do you want to go nah first?
Nah is the easy one for me, because it's all about food. I have friends. We try and find coffee shops in different places all the time. I found one today that I'd never been to before. It's fairly new. It's called Wise County Biscuits across the street from City Books on the north side.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing. And it was packed.
Yes.
And rightfully so. But a place that's really off the beaten path, that's not far from where I live in Swiss Helm, is a little place called Parisi Cafe. It's in the middle of a neighborhood. I was introduced to it by Molly Rice and Rusty Thalen of Real Time Arts. We met for an interview there, and I would go back anytime. It's really tiny. They make great sandwiches, and yeah, it's all about food. Sorry.
Two things that I love about that answer. One, John and I grew up on the North Side, and we obviously work on the North Shore. We met Houses of Pittsburgh and did one of our segments with them, and they were like, meet us there at the Biscuit, and we said, wonder where that is. And when we got there, we were so embarrassed that we did not know, but have heard amazing things. Did not eat there, but the coffee was fantastic. There you go. So now I feel a little bit more validated if this is new to you, right? There you go.
So Sharon, now you know that this has to continue because we asked Matt, the CEO, president of River Life, these questions, so we have to ask you, but we also know that we have to give things like the traffic around here. So are you willing to stay with us? And Matt,
we have so many questions.
Do you need to exit? You good to go?
With us.
I'm super curious about
You're super curious. You're going to stay. Matt's like, I want to hear the traffic before I decide to leave here.
That is a true
story. In the meantime, Sharon, Sharon, where can we find you as far as, online for right now?
On Stage Pittsburgh for sure. If you were looking for me tomorrow, which is my birthday, it's the Gene Kelly Awards at the Benedum Center. Everybody go there.
I will be there, Sharon. We're going to talk about that because we have a commonality with that little event. Can't wait.
Will there be traffic?
Oh, there's traffic. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, it is KDKA AAA Traffic powered by Bowser and Genesis of Monroeville. Here is the traffic report with Margot.
Thanks, Rachel. Crews are still cleaning up the accident on Mount Oliver Street in the city. On the major roadways, 28 is congested from the Etna bypass on the inbound. The Parkway West is bumper to bumper from Green Tree Hill, and the Parkway East inbound is still brake lights all the way from Wilkinsburg into the Squirrel Hill Tunnel. With AAA Traffic, I'm Margot Rensel on 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Fire doesn't wait, and neither should you. When disaster strikes, call Service Master of Greater Pittsburgh. Fire damage? Demand the yellow van.
Demand the yellow van. Call Service Master.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Serving in the military requires great sacrifices, not just for one's country, but also for one's family. Not surprisingly, divorce for soldiers is especially difficult, and it raises a number of challenges that are peculiar to military divorce, things such as deployments, relocation, retirement benefits. These issues can be complicated. So if you're a soldier facing such challenges, go to CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-280-2424. 800-280-2424. That's 800-280-2424.
The success you've already had matters at University of Maryland Global Campus because we're a school for real life. An accredited state university, UMGC lets you earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning, life, and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer affordable tuition and online and hybrid courses. No application fee if you apply by May 30th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Tune in this Sunday morning at 8 for the Coons Cooking Hour with Rob Pratt and the Coons Market team as they discuss outdoor party foods for grad parties and Memorial Day. It's the Coons Cooking Hour, presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
From the Goldberg Persky and White News Desk, here's a look ahead at the 7 o'clock news with Paul Alexander. Paul.
John, thank you very much. Reaction from the big deal that's going to happen between Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel. We'll hear from the governor as well as the county executive right here on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Sales of newly built homes last month jumping to the highest level in over 3 years, up 11% from the month prior, with big gains in the South and Midwest, which have been devastated by storms the past few years. Also helping more builder incentives and a slight dip in median prices. McDonald's closing all its standalone Cosmix location. That's the spin-off chain focused on sodas and other drinks. Instead, it'll introduce some of those beverages inspired by Cosmix, only in Texas and Illinois right now, to hundreds of McDonald's locations nationwide. President Trump throwing a monkey wrench into trade negotiations and the markets today, threatening 50% tariffs on imports out of the European Union, 25% levies on all Apple and Samsung smartphones sold here but not made here. That sent the Dow down 256 points. The Nasdaq lost 189, the S&P down 39. And Chicago tourism officials say Beyonce's concert last Saturday drove hotel bookings in that city to a fresh record high. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
So what's a great way to spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course.
You can run, but you can't drive high. You can run, but you can't drive high.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Sharon Eberson, I feel like I have to just soak up every minute of the time that we have because I have so many questions for you. You left a little cliffhanger on our way exiting on the last segment, and I definitely want to get into your other Yinzer questions, but you and Matt were actually kibitzing about something that I've never done, which is tomorrow. Shed some light, please.
So the Gene Kelly Awards that for high school excellence in Allegheny County, there are more than 30 schools participating. They send out tons and tons of judges, bless them the time they spend. Some of them have to go to 9 musicals. They get together. Deloitte Touche. It's very professionally done, just like the Tonys. It's patterned after the Tonys. And the Gene Kelly Awards were the first in the country. We're Pittsburgh. We are the OGs. And
I did not know this.
Yeah, and also founded the Jimmy Awards, named after James Niederlander. In New York, and the winners of the Henry Mancini Awards, that's 4 counties. I'm going to get them wrong. Lawrence, Mercer, Butler, and Beaver. I didn't.
I knew you would not get it wrong. Who are you kidding?
And the male and female actors in both categories, the winners will go on to New York at the home of the Lion King, the Minskoff Theater, and Jimmy Award winners. Almost immediately, you'll see them on Broadway, and Ava Noblezada is a good example, who's the star of Hadestown and The Great Gatsby now on Broadway. She went right from the Jimmy Awards to I think Miss Saigon. Yeah, Miss Saigon. You get seen by agents there. It's an amazing thing. Yeah. But this all came out of Pittsburgh.
This all starts here. And Matt, you said, not to cut you off, Sharon, but Matt, you said you experienced it. I mean, so and you said it's very loud.
It's deafening. I mean, I said wear earplugs.
The performances, you're talking about the cheering, the roaring. Is that what it is?
Okay, so it's the support.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It is a raucous experience.
Sure.
You have high school talent it's all culminating in this space, and my daughter was part of an ensemble that was up for.
What was the show? What was the performance?
Anything Goes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's amazing, though, that we're talking about something that's not sports related.
Not sports, right?
Totally
with that
organic,
kind of
homegrown in Pittsburgh, and there's that much fervor behind it. And Matt, have you ever experienced anything like that prior to your daughter being involved in that?
A Steelers game will get there, right?
Yeah.
But not, it's the loudest experience I've ever had.
Yeah.
So it is amazing, wow. And the support for those kids is incredible.
I'm so stoked. Yeah. Sharon, can you sit with me or no? Can I not be among the elite?
Actually, you can. I have a ticket right next to me, and you can. We'll talk.
Sharon, you're going to have to tell her to shh not
no,
talk.
she will not.
Like,
No,
I know her.
It won't matter because, as you say, it is loud in there.
But listen, the reason I asked was I purchased 2 tickets and, I'm going solo. So I was like, who do I take? But if you're going to be there, I'll sit right next to you and just be a sponge and watch it all. Oh my gosh.
We'll talk.
This is the best day of my life. Woo, woo, woo. I'll be like, wait, my daughter's up there. Anyway, Sharon, so for people who don't know, Sharon Eberson, one of my absolute favorite writers of all time, comes from the Post-Gazette, went on to develop this amazing online publication. Sharon, talk a little bit about that.
It's called On Stage Pittsburgh. We started soon after I left the Post-Gazette in 2021. Last year, we had around 160,000 unique views, and we blanket as best we can the performing arts that are not really covered that way anymore in any other publication or traditional media. And I thought this was going to be retirement age and there would be someone behind me, but right now that's not the case. And I feel like our arts community in all its glory, and it is a glory of Pittsburgh. I think in terms of exports, you can talk about tech, you can talk about steel, but entertainment in Hollywood and Broadway, it's all Pittsburgh. And outside of Pittsburgh, everyone knows it. You go to Broadway and you say you're from Pittsburgh, and they'll say, who's at Carnegie Mellon now? Who's coming our way? Who's at Point Park now? Who's coming our way?
Really?
Who's Pittsburgh CLO sending? Because they had one of the most famous summer stocks in the country for 70 years. City Theater, Public Theater, both celebrated their 50th years this year. That's amazing to have 2 regional theaters of that caliber here in Pittsburgh. And I don't think that Pittsburgh celebrates it enough, but it's amazing if you go outside of Pittsburgh. People in the know us.
Sharon, about 5 years ago when we were doing, and I don't recall what the podcast was about, but the conversation came up about how we are such a sports town, obviously having 3 sports and people going crazy and just being, diehard fans of whatever it is and however well we're doing. And John, do you remember who it was who said, but right up there with it is your arts? And we laughed. We truly laughed. We had no idea that was the education we were going to get, because so often we hear all about the sports, but the fact that we are actually known for that brings me so much pride.
Also, at any given time, go to the Greater Pittsburgh Arts Council website.
Sure.
They do a great job of collecting data about the money that it brings into the region. And
shout out Lisa Cunningham and Patrick Fisher. Yeah.
Lisa and I are in touch all the time.
Yes.
And the thing that they do that really well is they really look to help individual artists and smaller arts groups, which are amazing. I would say once a week I get an email. Hi, we're going to put on a show. We just graduated from Carnegie Mellon. Can you preview and review us? Well, I can't do all of that, but in your neighborhoods, these things are happening. I went out to a regional theater I hadn't been to in a long time, a long-running regional theater called the Theater Factory in Trafford.
Yeah. Yep.
And they were doing the Laramie Project, and I thought, wow, in this little space, and they did such a great job. And it's a little theater that's a little storefront theater that's been there for years. And
and that's the stuff you're reporting on, or not necessarily you're bringing to light, because
actually we try and blanket. We're I don't get too far outside of Allegheny County these days. I used to. A Little Lake Theater with Patrick Cannon is doing great work. So this coming week, after the Kellys, there are 3 shows opening, including a world premiere called Madame Clicquot. Pittsburgh CLO is doing a musical called Madame Clicquot, and a really fun thing by the 3 Patricks. In Braddock, you can...
I know. Stop there, because we want to talk about Patrick as well, but we have to go to a little break, and then we'll come back and hear more from Sharon. It's 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
This Memorial Weekend, we pay homage to those who have laid down their lives in service to our country. Their voices will never die. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 412-556-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 412-556-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's are us.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our U.S.-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you, and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Cloudy and 53 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 7 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander. News brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. 45 years of experience and thousands of five-star reviews. TrustPJ.com. According to President Donald Trump, there is a planned partnership between U.S. Steel and Nippon Steel. Trump says this will create 70,000 jobs and add $14 billion to the U.S. economy. The bulk of that investment will occur in the next 14 months. This is the biggest investment in the history of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Trump says in a statement that his tariff policies will ensure that steel will once again and forever be made in America. The headquarters will remain in Pittsburgh, and Trump says he will be at U.S. Steel on Friday, May 30th, for a big rally. This is a reaction from Governor Josh Shapiro, saying that Lieutenant Governor Davis and I have worked with leadership of Nippon and U.S. Steel, local labor, federal and state and local partners to press for the best deal to make U.S. Steel headquartered in Pittsburgh, protect union jobs, and secure the future of steelmaking in western Pennsylvania. Put your phones down if you're driving. News Radio KDK's David Bolorado has details on upcoming changes to some Pennsylvania distracted driving laws.
Trooper Rocco Gagliardi says when Paul Miller's law goes into effect June 5th, it means having a device in your hand or even putting it on your lap will become illegal.
No body part can maintain that phone. So it's not just holding it. I know a lot of drivers put that phone on their lap, and that's going to be illegal here in a couple weeks.
Same thing with checking your phone at a red light. AAA's Jim Garrity says research shows that grabbing the phone at a red light still has what he calls a hangover effect because you're still focusing on it and not traffic. David Bolorado, News Radio, KDKA.
Rite Aid's bankruptcy is claiming dozens of additional stores in the Pittsburgh area. What caused the collapse? Dr. Robert Popovian, an expert in pharmaceutical economics, says pharmacy benefit managers are the central problem. He says they take advantage of rebate contracts and inflate drug prices and generate huge profits. Popovian also says there is an unfair competition.
Some of the practices of the PBMs are harming those businesses and putting them in a very difficult situation financially.
Another factor in Rite Aid's demise was opening too many locations. The marketplace changed, and many products consumers once bought at a drugstore are now ordered online. CBS News correspondent Jim Crisula reports a famed musician is taking a break as he deals with health concerns.
Sing us a song, you're the piano man.
Billy Joel is canceling all of his scheduled concerts. The 76-year-old piano man has revealed on social media that he's being treated for a condition that involves a buildup of fluid in the brain that can cause neurological symptoms. Joel says he's been dealing with hearing, vision, and balance issues. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
The July 5th concert scheduled for Acrisure Stadium with Billy Joel and Rod Stewart has been canceled. If you had purchased tickets, you will be automatically refunded. KDKA Sports, the Pirates and the visiting Milwaukee Brewers are underway. We're going to the second inning, and we are scoreless. Right now, cloudy and 52 degrees in Pittsburgh. I'm Paul Alexander. Our next update at 7:30 on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Have you been told there is nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that's not true. As one of the largest and most successful neuropathy treatment practices in the country, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers has grown to 9 regional centers and helped over 14,000 patients, like Bill from Mars. Bill's neuropathy got so bad he couldn't sleep due to the pain and was losing his balance, causing him to have frequent falls. Then Bill found Tri-State Neuropathy Centers. Their effective FDA-approved treatment program greatly improved Bill's neuropathy, and now he's sleeping through the night, can feel his feet again, and has no more pain. Listen to Bill's complete story at marydanston.com. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help Bill along with thousands of others. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Rather cloudy for tonight with a couple of showers, a low of 47. We'll have clouds and some sunshine tomorrow. It's going to be cool again with a couple more showers, high 54. Partly cloudy tomorrow night, a low of 44. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Active Liver is the easy way to get a daily detox to keep you healthy and feeling your best. Find Active Liver at your local CVS or online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
The following is an editorial by KDKA Radio Senior Vice President Market Manager Michael Spacciapoli.
Memorial Day is a federal holiday to honor American military personnel who died while serving in the armed forces. It is a day for visiting cemeteries and memorials for the 1.9 million service members who died in the line of duty. This year, we want to share a story about a Marine killed in action during Operation Iraqi Freedom. Sergeant Michael Bitts was a close friend of Marine veteran Devlin Robinson and died rescuing wounded soldiers during a battle near Nasirah. On the Big K Morning Show, now State Senator Robinson said Sergeant Bitts died when his vehicle was hit by a mortar round. Robinson said his friend was funny, a Marine's Marine, and a father of 5.
His wife was pregnant while he was killed, so he never got to meet the 5th child.
Robinson says he thinks of Sergeant Bitts frequently. His fallen friend is only one of the Americans who made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Honor them this weekend.
This has been an editorial by KDKA Radio Senior Vice President Market Manager Michael Spacciapoli. To view a transcript, go to kdkaradio.com.
Let's return to Rachel and John on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
You gotta love whenever Paul Alexander says, I was not allowed to compete in the draw. He was listening to our conversation with Sharon Everson talking about the Gene Kellys. Everyone talks about this, and I get to have my time tomorrow and see this go down. I cannot wait.
But wait, in radio, you're supposed to be able to know how to keep listeners listening, right? We know we have at least one listener out there. It's Matt Galuzzo, CEO, president of River Life, because we had him hang out to wait for the answer to Sharon Everson's questions, our Yinzer questions.
Sure.
And so then he had to go. So we know that he's out there waiting with bated breath for the other 2 answers. So we wanted to just briefly describe what
we did 2
doing.
cliffhangers, so I don't know where to start.
Right.
All right, let's start. We'll go back to the theaters. Or should we start with theaters?
Sure.
She was telling us about the Patricks. Go to the Patricks.
So also this weekend coming up.
That was good, Sharon. That was good.
In Braddock, Bare Bones Productions, one of my favorite little theaters in
Love
Pittsburgh,
that place.
run by Patrick Jordan. He's bringing the play The Shark is Broken, which is about the three actors, Richard Dreyfuss, Robert Shaw, and Roy Scheider, waiting around for the mechanical shark that was known as Bruce in Jaws. It was constantly malfunctioning and breaking down, and what was going on behind the scenes when that happened. And the actors who are playing them are Patrick Jordan, Patrick Cannon, and Quinn Patrick Shannon, just to confuse the heck out of all of
For
us.
sure. Yes.
But that's very exciting. I think any theater goer, any regular theater go will know one of the three.
And I think
Absolutely.
if I could do this is my
boy.
Patrick Quinn Shannon.
Quinn Patrick Shannon.
Quinn Patrick Shannon
Is that a waitress?
is the grandson of Paul Shannon, who was the host of Adventure Time.
In what world am I living that John Chamberlain is having this kind of a conversation
Wait,
with
do I get a
Sharon? I was
nuh-uh?
like,
Can I get a
nuh-uh,
nuh-uh?
John, but
Yes,
what the heck
absolutely.
is happening?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
awesome. And you were like, you gave him the nod.
I
That's
appreciate
pretty,
it, Sharon.
That's
All right,
impressive.
so we did neighborhood nuh-uhs, and we have a question as far as where do you turn in your Yinzer card? Where would someone think they would want to take your Yinzer card? Do you have an answer to that question by any chance?
Well,
Sharon, I'll protect you.
yeah, I was going to talk about growing up in New York and the sports teams I root for, but I'm not going to talk about that.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, thank God.
No.
Save yourself on
but
that
it's
one.
But it's even worse.
Oh, boy.
No, I'm just not that into fireworks, and I especially don't want to be near them. I once went to fireworks night at the Pirates, and we left a little early, and I felt like I was in a war zone. It was so loud. There's smoke everywhere. You can smell the smoke.
Yeah.
And it turned me off completely. So
I second that.
Yeah, well, yeah, and it is totally a Yinzer thing for sure. I mean, and it's a Yinzer Jag thing if you think you have to stand in the front row and
people
bump
can't
somebody out of the way
see.
because they're in the sky, by
Yeah.
the way, just so you know. Right. All right, so then what's the one thing you
John,
procrastinate?
I feel like there's no way that Sharon hasn't seen everything that there is to see in Pittsburgh. Am I wrong?
you're wrong.
Oh, wow. Wow.
But not. I mean, I've danced around it in so many different ways, but there's a Lake Elizabeth in the north side that I've seen all of these gorgeous pictures of.
Yes, but
And-
you've not.
No, I mean I'm always somewhere nearby and think, oh, I should go to this place, and I never have. I mean, it's right.
It's right there.
Right there.
I can see it too.
It's right. It's right. The tennis courts and Gus and Yaya's and all of it right there. The train tracks cut through it. Yeah.
That's a good answer.
There's also something in my neighborhood that happens every Wednesday that one of these days I will get to. Rick Seebeck spins vinyl at Independent Brewing. And it's basically walking distance from my house, and I've never been.
Sharon, you know what I love about
Sorry,
you
Rick.
admitting that? So I've been introducing you and saying, Sharon is also part of the Pittsburgh Media Partnership, as John and I are, as well as Jeff Freeman, and we are on the events committee together. We need like Letterman jackets, the four of us. But you have brought that up in terms of something that we should be doing, because as we've talked through the PMP stuff, there are a lot of journalists or storytellers or people in Pittsburgh who are, tasked with telling all the stories and having the publications. You can't get to everything. So we have even admitted that some of us have been to certain places, but not others. So Jeff, first of all, welcome.
Well, thank you very much for having us.
We're happy to have you.
I'm amazed. Known you guys for a while.
Yeah.
I'm amazed they trust you with all this
Right,
equipment.
we understand. Most people
Seriously, like I'm really impressed.
Not
with
sure
it.
why, because when Rachel introduced you, your mic wasn't
Your
even
mic
on.
wasn't
yet.
even
Yeah.
on.
Oh,
I'm
it
like,
wasn't even on. Now I'm on.
Now you're on. Yes.
Now I'm on.
It's all
but
good now.
So that shows you how much they should not trust us.
I've been edited already, eh?
No.
So no, I was just complimenting them on that. I've known them for a while now, and first time on the show.
Yeah.
And I'm amazed that they allow you with this much equipment.
Yeah, we are too.
in front of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We think that's a compliment, but we're not sure. Introduce us
not
to your
sure either
friend
there.
as well.
So I'm Jeff Friedman. I'm with the Pride Committee as well, and we've brought Tony here from the Pride group as well, and we're here to talk about Pride 2025.
Love.
Which-
Because why? Do we need to cue confetti or give you a drum roll? I don't know. Is there some protocol that I should know about?
Well, actually, can I like address Sharon?
Sure.
That if you would, we invite
They
you to
are
come.
in the same room, I promise.
We are.
They're literally
right.
looking at each other.
So I would invite you to come to Pride 25, which is being held at Allegheny Commons Park May 31st and June 1st in Allegheny Commons Park, right next to Lake Elizabeth.
Oh, boom!
Bum, 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 bum,
That
right?
was really good.
It's been a while, but I have been at the parade helping to hold up Richard Parsakian's flag.
Oh, perfect. So you've been in
years.
that. You've been in that.
I've been once before. I was able to do that. I have a bad bag now, so I might just come.
Well, that's perfect. Well, come on over. I'm also part of QBurg.com,
Yes.
which is, again, part of the Pittsburgh Media Partnership,
Yes.
where we share a committee.
Yeah.
And also, we will be there at Pride, so stop by our booth at QBurg.com.
But I had you all ready for this big announcement. What is the big announcement? Who is the Grand Marshal of
Tony,
Pride?
can you help us
Tony,
with that?
help us.
Yeah.
Yes, we have David Archuleta as our headliner on Saturday, May 31st, American Idol alum. So,
Yes.
we are definitely excited to see him come perform as our headliner this year.
Yeah, he is the big
Listen.
headliner.
Pride gets the best entertainment. I am not just saying that. Every year I'm like, what in the heck is happening? Oh, it's Pride and you know it's going to be good. Seriously. That is crazy. But the other big news for us is that Jeff,
dun, dun, dun.
who has been really behind Pride for so many years, is the Grand Marshal. Pretty cool.
How about that? Right?
Tony's like, yeah.
So
yeah.
20 years on the committee, and I think if you outlive everyone, this is what happens. I think that's probably it, right?
Right.
No,
if you stick around long enough, this is what happens. But no, I'm pretty excited about the whole deal. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate Pride and how much Pride means to all of us. And not only through our community, LGBTQ community, but also our allied community.
Sure.
And it is to me the most. It's like Christmas, and I'm Jewish, so I can't sleep the night before.
Okay.
I'm too nervous. I'm too excited. I wake up at like 5 a.m. and run downstairs. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Right?
But that brings us, there's so much we want to uncover here.
There is a
right?
lot to uncover.
And I will share with you that I am a brainwashed Catholic. If there was a bingo card for Rachel Rennebeck, that is something I tell people regularly. 13 years of Catholic school. I am infatuated with, John, the Jewish faith.
Yes.
Really?
I'm obsessed. Right. I'm obsessed with the Jewish faith because we didn't learn enough about it. And truthfully.
Right.
And so I have been on this mission where it's creepy. So don't be creeped out, you guys. But I love knowing more and more about it because I only knew my own. And that is why we're having these types of conversations, because same with Pride. There are ways that you can support. Just because you are not a member of the LGBTQ does not mean that you are not an ally and that you cannot partake. So we're going to talk all those things next.
And it's John and Rachel, 100.1 FM and AM, 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
The Peace Lily is so last year.
Hey, has anyone worked with fiddlenecks?
Shelby's popular flower shop is in full bloom.
We just got a request for an arrangement that evokes air.
Who's up for that challenge? No?
She needs to hire a floral designer to nip foliage faux pas in the bud.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our advanced matching helps find talented candidates so you can connect with them fast. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This is certified elder law attorney Julian Gray, and I've been helping Pittsburghers for 30 years navigating the legal issues surrounding aging. Get ready for your retirement years and what lies ahead with a no-obligation consultation. Visit grayelderlaw.com.
Don't miss your chance to step up and make a difference for 56 local health and human services agencies in this year's Highmark Walk for a Healthy Community. To register for the walk or just to donate, visit Highmark online at walkforahealthycommunity.org. 100% of all funds raised goes directly to the local nonprofit organization of your choice. So step up, let's get walking, and let's make a difference in our community and ourselves. Sign up or donate today. See you Saturday, June 14th at 8:30 a.m. at 400 North Shore Drive in Pittsburgh.
The Milwaukee Brewers come to town on Friday, May 23rd to take on the Buccos at 6:40 p.m. Take in the action as the Pirates face one of their division rivals, the Milwaukee Brewers. Then be sure to stick around for an exciting post-game Zambelli fireworks show presented by 84 Lumber. It's the Buccos and the Brewers in a Friday night matchup at PNC Park. Get your tickets and see all of the 2025 Zambelli fireworks nights at pirates.com/fireworks.
Hi, I'm your kid's old jeans. I've been in the drawer for a while and really missed the playground. You should swing by Goodwill and drop me off. Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support services right here in the community. Plus, I can get back into the game. Donate today. Tag, you're it.
To find your nearest Goodwill locations and to learn more about our mission, please visit goodwill.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
Only 1 in 5 people with disabilities, including those with autism, are employed, despite many having the skill set and desire to work.
Maybe it's because employers don't know what kind of jobs they can do?
Okay, try me.
What about a programmer?
That is a job for someone with autism.
What about a teacher?
That is a job for someone with autism.
Oh, how about a healthcare worker?
Yes, those are all jobs for someone with autism. The truth is, qualified people with autism can do a lot of different jobs, but often get overlooked due to outdated stigmas and beliefs. Businesses value diversity, but sometimes don't recognize the unique strengths and abilities of the autism community. Introducing WIN, the Workplace Inclusion Now program by Autism Speaks. We help businesses lead the way in inclusive hiring.
Ooh, what about a ranch hand?
Yeah! Sure, that's a job for someone with autism too. To learn more, go to autismspeaks.org/win. That's autismspeaks.org/win.
What does a teddy bear dream of? A teddy bear dreams of a best friend that tucks them in at night and wakes them up in the morning, who they share laughs and very secret secrets with. A best friend who they grow up with. What teddy bears don't dream of is being left alone, outside in the rain, in a shrine for school shooting victims who could have been their best friends.
School shootings are preventable. Learn the warning signs at sandyhookpromise.org.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Well, just go ahead and fade out the music as soon as possible because there's so much going on. Margot's like, okay, what is going on in that place over there with these big windows where everybody could see inside the studio? And so it's John and Rachel jagging around. We have Sharon Eberson here. We have Jeff here. We have Tony here. We have our next set of guests already in the bullpen.
Yes, that has nothing to do with this.
And we're just trying to keep it all under control and
but
keep
they're all
everybody.
kibitzing, and I love it.
That's right. So we are
being all Jewish.
Kibitzing. See, I told you obsessed.
So when we left, we were talking about basically let's see.
Well, we were talking conversation about Pride. Pride is coming May 31st.
Right, about Pride. And the Pride group has a lot of activities that are going on, which is next weekend.
Yeah.
And we'll let Tony give you that rundown.
Tony, give us the rundown.
Yeah, actually, just even summarize who's the big headliner coming.
Oh, my gosh.
David Archuleta.
How about that?
I mean, boom, microphone drop.
Okay.
Yes.
But actually, Pride is kicking off this Sunday with our second annual Big Gayer Picnic. That is located at the Allegheny Commons Park from 12 to 7, free and open to all.
Okay.
So we're definitely looking for engagement and participation.
And is that like people bring their own food and kind of picnic, or there's stuff there?
There's going to be stuff there.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All food, pop, ice, everything has been provided by Giant Eagles. They actually dropped it off at the community center, dropped like a meteor worth of like food donations to the center today. So big thank you to Giant Eagles for sponsoring.
That's great.
That as well. We have live performances from artists there as well, fun games, good vibes, and plenty of music. Then on Friday, May 30th, we have the prom and Kiki ball that they're having. So we have the prom. It's going to be from 6 to 10. So everybody can come get classy and fancy and come get dressed up and have a great night.
What is classy and fancy? Describe. What are we wearing?
I mean,
is it anything goes?
Prom attire.
Oh, okay.
You know, formal.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But still come as you are. If you can make a pair of jeans look fancy, please come.
Okay, fair enough.
You know
yes.
what I mean?
Okay.
After that, there'll be the Kiki Ball, where they'll have that's from 10 to 2. That'll be at the community center. It's late night for young adults. They're full of energy and dancing and voguing. That'll be taking place there. And then
are you a good voguer?
Just like
are you?
Are
you a good voguer? Yes, Sharon is voguing in
You're
the.
voguing, Sharon?
Sharon Vogue.
Okay.
Vogue. Yeah. Yeah.
If you
Sharon
watch the
made hand
Madonna
motions.
video before you come,
There you go. That's
you're
it.
all set.
That's it. Yes.
But then we have the May 31st that we've been saying, the David Archuleta headliner. He's coming to perform.
And where will that be?
That will be at the Allegheny Commons Park as well.
Okay.
And then that will be 2-day festival filled with vendors, food, and community. Over 70 local artists will be performing there.
Wow.
I had the pleasure of going through each artist and picking those artists out.
That's fantastic.
Me and a few other people, Naheen.
Yeah.
Shout out to Naheen and Dina.
So this tells me this is growth, right?
Yes.
Because if you're telling me there's a series of days and there's all of these things happening, this is a good sign, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We talked about, Jeff, you didn't start Pride here, but you have been a part of it for quite some time.
20 years. That's
20
all.
years.
That's all, 2
And
decades.
so what have you seen as far as growth? What has made you the happiest?
Well, let's just say that 20 years ago when I chaired it, actually, we were at Riverfront Park in between the 2 stadiums.
Oh, okay.
In between the 2 ball fields, and we had 25 booths.
Wow.
And currently, we had to set up and take down a stage the whole day. Like in the morning, we got in, we set everything up, everything happened, and we had to get the heck out of there by 5 o'clock.
Sure.
Couple of times there was a baseball game.
Sure.
So at 5:05 they started ticketing us, which is pretty sad.
Oh wow.
But it just shows you the growth that we're into now. We're at a 2-day festival, actually, all the events, and there is no ticketing.
No ticketing. Over 300 vendors, actually.
And over 300 vendors, right?
Wow.
Over 2 days.
Yeah,
and it's not only in Pittsburgh.
Right.
There are events throughout the whole city.
So you and I talked about this a little bit this morning, you know,
Correct.
and there are different events throughout the city. And I was telling you that living in Ross Township, I am a school board member in the North Hill School District.
Thank you.
And thanks for saying that. We have a woman who is on our Allegheny County Democratic Committee who said, you know, there's no Pride event here in Ross Township. And I was like, oh, I did not realize that. And she started one last year.
Correct.
At our, because you said you knew Amy, at our community center. It was fantastic. Let me tell you, because you don't know what to expect.
Right.
And you don't know what the turnout will be. And you don't know how people will perceive it as a first of anything, let alone for Pride. And people came, and it was so lovely to see that it was just this joyful event. And it was a celebration, period.
Right.
Right? That's what it is. You're celebrating the fact that this is who I am.
Right. We create happy places, right?
Sure.
And it's a happy,
And
safe place for people to come.
Yeah. I love that.
I mean, with the political climate that we have right now, we have to be very, very careful and very cautious. And we're having an eye open, right? So we want people to feel safe. We want people to still feel safe. We will get through this. We'll get through it stronger together. But at the same time, it's time to celebrate. It's June. It's Pride Month, right? So we want to be a little bit joyous in our celebrations as well. I will say that if anybody's interested in any of the Pride events that Tony was saying, PittsburghPride.com is the website to go to.
And the whole list is there.
The whole
list.
No, their list for their events.
Okay, gotcha.
So if
Okay.
they're looking for any sort of Pride event that's happening around the city, they can come to Qburg, QBURGH.com.
Yeah.
And we have a calendar event section. And I believe right now we're about 30 Prides. Local right now.
That's great.
In the area. So there's a Pride event every weekend.
Yeah.
Qburg tries to go to every Pride. We cannot.
Sure.
Obviously, which is a good problem to have.
Yes, right?
Jeff, why is it so important to you?
Wow, you just hit me.
I hit you with a big one.
You did. I think Pride defines me.
Okay.
If I can get a little bit personal here, because when you grow up gay and you don't see people like me,
sure,
and you grow up isolated and feeling different and feeling a little bit, bad about yourself. and you pray to God that don't, take the gay away. There's this, I want to say, a growth that I had in it, in trying to seek out people like me. People that I want to hang out with, people that some sort of acceptance of who I am.
And that includes people who are gay and people who are not.
Correct.
Yeah.
Just some sort of affirmation.
Sure.
I don't think my parents, I know my parents weren't real thrilled when I came out. And my dad, I think, said it best when he said that, I was angry. I was upset. I was very angry.
Mm-hmm.
But I never thought about it.
Right.
Because it wasn't in my circle.
Right. Stop there, because we got to continue this conversation. I appreciate you being so personal.
I'm so
and we have more. No, we have more to
Yeah.
talk about, and we can't wait. It's John and Rachel, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Tune in to 1020 KDKA Radio for Medical Frontiers with Dr. Gerald Pfeiffer from the Allegheny Health Network every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. Dr. Pfeiffer and his special guests will cover the information that you want to know about your health and the latest trends in medicine.
Americans spend $66 billion on weight loss products and services each year. And you know what? Right here in our hometown, Pittsburgh's very own board-certified and licensed hypnotherapist Dan Bitchoff has helped thousands of people do just that: lose weight, keep it off. In fact, he's been helping people take back control of their lives for more than 20 years here in Pittsburgh at the PA Hypnosis Center. You have an opportunity to do the same. Are you battling anxiety? So many people are. He can help you with that. If you want to quit smoking, Dan Bitchoff is the call you should make at the PA Hypnosis Center today. Schedule your pre-consultation at 724-934-8446, 724-934-8446. Dan can help you reach your goal with a 98% success guarantee. 724-934-8446. Call now.
At California Psychics, we know some people can't read the career warning signs, like your boss still not knowing your name.
You, Tina, Lisa, Sheila, whatever. Get that report to me by lunch, okay? It's Carrie, ma'am. Just get it done, Terry.
So talk to California Psychics and receive the career guidance you need. We only connect you with the very best, so guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. California Psychics. Call 1-800-PREDICT today and get 20 minutes for just $20.
I really need funding to expand my inventory.
Swish Funding can help you expand inventory, upgrade equipment, and boost your cash flow.
Well, okay, but I need funding fast.
Swish Funding provides funding from $25,000 to $2 million with payment terms tailored to your needs and cash in your account in less than 24 hours.
So what's the catch?
No catch. If you've been in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of $50,000, you could qualify. Just go to swishfunding.com to apply. That's swishfunding.com.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your morning. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want while you sleep. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richert, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. Wake up to your friends, weekday mornings on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Cloudy and 53 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 7:30. I'm Paul Alexander. After the announcement that Donald Trump made that Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel will be a partnership as they go forward and keep U.S. Steel in Pittsburgh and in the Mon Valley, the governor released this statement. Lieutenant Governor Davis and I have worked with the leadership of Nippon and U.S. Steel, local labor and federal, state, and local partners to press for the best deal to keep U.S. Steel headquartered in Pittsburgh, protect union jobs, and secure the future of steelmaking in western Pennsylvania. County Executive Sarah Innamorato also issued a statement. Steel operations in the Mon Valley and reducing air pollution are both important to Allegheny County's economic future. Now that the Trump administration has indicated a deal can move forward, we want to see Nippon commit to investing in the workers and honor the collective bargaining agreements now and in the future, be a good community partner with Mon Valley residents, and work with the county and local government to build a future where everyone can thrive. A new law is set to go into effect that may make you think twice about grabbing your phone while you're driving. It's called Paul Miller's Law, and it goes into effect June 5th. It makes it illegal for drivers who have a phone or other device in their hands, on their lap, or even holding it at a red light. Trooper Rocco Gagliardi says if you don't have a hands-free calling system and you have an urgent call, you better get off the road.
You got a real important call, you got to take notes down, you need something important. Pull off into a parking lot, take that call, Snapchat, FaceTime, do whatever you want while you're off the road completely. That's our best recommendation if you want to do that.
It's named after Paul Miller, a man killed in Monroe County when a tractor-trailer driver dropped his phone and slammed into Miller's car while reaching for it, killing him. The law gives police the ability to stop someone when they see them with a device in their hand. It'll get you a warning for the first year, but after that, you'll be slapped with a $50 fine, and then there'll be plenty of court costs and other fees assessed as well. KDK Sports, if you're looking for the opportunity to see the U.S. Open at Oakmont in person, you better act pretty quickly. The report is the tickets are going very, very quickly. Right now, cloudy and 53 degrees in Pittsburgh. Our next update at 8 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I got to fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LIFE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LIFE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LIFE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code LIFE.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
How did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you. All of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Malcolm is a listening learner. So he checks with Babbel's speech recognition to be
Precio.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Clouds and a couple of showers for tonight, low 47. Breezy and cool tomorrow with some sun and a couple more showers, high 54. Perhaps a shower to start Saturday, otherwise cool with some sunshine, high 58. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson at 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Join Rob Pratt every Sunday at 11 a.m. for Black and Gold Sunday, presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer. Rob keeps you posted on Pittsburgh sports with 2 hours of exciting talk. That's Black and Gold Sunday, 11 to 1, presented each week by Coons Market.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Hi, this is Larry Richard, host of the Big K Morning Show, weekdays 5:30 until 10. On Memorial Day Monday, Michael Bartley will be in the air chair, remembering our veterans who paid the ultimate price.
It is Rachel and John jagging around.
And Jeff and Tony and Sharon.
Right, we have a whole host of people here in the studio, and we're talking about, so Jeff is from Cuberg, Tony is representing Pride, Pittsburgh Pride Fest, and Sharon is representing a whole bunch of stuff, including the Gene Kelly Awards, which she's going to now. Is Rachel is her date tomorrow, and on stage, and you're the founder of On Stage Pittsburgh, and so first of all, we cannot continue to have any of these conversations without you guys, Tony and Jeff, answering the Yinzer questions, right?
Okay, yeah,
Right?
that's fine.
Wow. So
John decided this is where we're going.
It's literally the rules to stay in the game at this point. If you don't answer them, we have to ask you to leave the building.
Your seats actually eject. You just didn't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would be ejected.
No,
Just
you
kind of
don't.
want to see what it's like.
I feel like I knew that's what he was going to say.
I'm
so
down.
we gave you a couple of questions. Go ahead,
You
John.
did.
What do you want to go with the little
Go ahead.
Yinzer question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So question number 1. We get very serious. What would make us revoke your Yinzer card? Do you have anything that you would say? Sharon's was that she does not like fireworks. She just doesn't get it.
I would
Guys?
say mine's is definitely, I don't like French fries on my salad. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah. It's okay. Nobody get upset.
no apologies
Jeff,
needed.
Jeff, it's your
Can I combine 2 of your questions?
Sure.
Because I believe that the other question was about a place.
Sure,
to go to.
procrastination. Yeah, yeah.
So I'd like to combine the two.
Okay.
If I could.
Okay.
Yeah. I love that I became Alex Trebek, God rest his soul. But go
Yes.
ahead.
So yes, I'd like Yinzer for 100. So the place that revoke my Yinzer card and the thing that I'm most embarrassed about not going, Randyland.
Oh, okay.
That scares me.
Wait.
It's,
Wait.
and I mean, I'm not the one to say it, but it's pretty loud, and there's a lot of art and a lot of like color and bright things and just craftsy things all over that just haunt you.
And it's completely random.
Yeah.
Randy is
Right.
random, right? And Randy Land is random. It's just you're walking through the Mexican war streets and all of a sudden,
boom,
it is right there. It hits you
Boom.
right in the face.
It's like this abyss that you walk into, right? And you're just sucked in, and then you just get these like vibes of like that old do 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 do, right?
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I heard people don't come out.
Oh, wow.
Jeff,
that
all of the
right?
things you don't like about it is what I love about it. I will hold your hand through it if you want.
Look at that moment.
No, because I won't. No, you won't
Okay.
see that.
Well, Tony,
you, will not,
so
you can come to
Jeff's
Lake Elizabeth.
adamant.
I will
He's
not.
adamant.
And they're right down the street from one another. right?
I know.
Tony,
But can't
what
do
is
it.
your procrastination piece?
I have never been to Sandcastle before.
Second
is the
answer for
second answer
Sandcastle.
tonight.
And I have been, we were outside this. I was like, that's mine, but I have to stick true to it.
Yeah.
Because I have never been to Sandcastle before. I've always rode
Do you have
past
any
it.
desire or no?
I feel like you have to get on those slides to really enjoy it. And
Yeah.
I'm just, I'm wondering about the gravity with like going forward.
Sure.
So I'm just kind of okay.
So it's
Completely
not like you
understood.
just didn't find the time. It's just really
Just mosey up to Kennywood to keep it
Mosey up.
buckled in.
I couldn't.
yeah.
That's good. I like that. Do either of you have a neighborhood nuh-uh? Do you know my reason behind it? We don't slip into Pittsburghese much, but we do a nuh-uh. If my girlfriends and I are in deep conversation and they're giving me spilling the tea, I go nuh-uh. And then sometimes I follow up with yeah.
Right.
So what's your neighborhood nuh-uh? Something we would not know about.
Something you would not know about. Go
Yeah.
ahead,
Do you guys
Tony,
have a
if you like.
neighborhood one?
Well, I just found this out last month that the movie that made me completely dislike scary movies was The Silence of the Lambs. It was recorded in Oakland, and one of the places was the Carnegie Museum.
Yes.
So when I'm riding through Oakland now, like I'm kind of a little
That's
creeped
a
out.
scary
Yeah.
movie.
So yeah, I did not know that until last month.
Oh wait, what's the noise from?
Put the lotion in the bucket. Yeah, stop doing that.
And
yeah, skin crawl.
And Buffalo Bill's house is down in Fayette County, right?
Yeah.
And you could go down there. It's actually a place you can go stay. Tony, I'm sure we would not get you to stay there.
Nah.
And Sharon, you're saying no as well.
I'm so with you.
Thank you. No,
I
thank
do
you.
not like horror. I do not like gore. I just had this conversation with the three Patricks because usually when you go to Bare Bones, there's a splash zone.
Yes.
And this
yes.
one, even though it's about Jaws, there's no gore. There's no blood. I'm so
Really?
excited. Yeah.
And back to that point real quickly, and I know we're like Seinfeld, we jump from topic to topic, but from what we understand, they've had to add more shows because they were sold out.
They
So
added
that's
3 more shows,
that's
2 Wednesdays
wonderful.
and a Saturday afternoon. It's the first time in the history of Bare Bones that they sold out before the run started.
Wow.
Yeah.
And if you're just listening now, we are really planning the rest of your May because guess what? In case you didn't know, Pride is actually starting May 31st. We found out that the headliner is David Archuleta. I was a huge fan cheering him on to win. That's fantastic. So what kind of crowds do we expect? Do you
we
guys
definitely
know?
expect mixed crowds.
Yeah.
We're from older to younger.
I mean, like big though, you're gonna a
Big,
huge turnout.
we were. I think last year was over 200-something thousand. We're expecting
300, yeah,
300,000 at least, 350 this year.
Was it David Archuleta that got involved in the Queen franchise, right, for Freddie Mercury? Did
that was
Adam Lambert.
Adam Lambert. Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, that's
another
Adam
just
Lambert.
another Lombard. Yeah,
That's why I don't
He
get
also
involved
did
in these
Pride.
combos.
Yep, whoever
he was a Pride headliner at one time.
Okay.
He was, I
many
remember.
years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
I love that John was like, I did so well with Sharon, but I just completely.
I augured right in on that one, right?
So you guys, for another shout out, Q-Berg and Pride obviously is happening May 31st, and Pride Month is all of June. You have so many different things. Jeff, today, whenever you came on to talk to us, you have an entire magazine dedicated to various things that are happening, right?
We have a Pride guide that the
Pride
guide that we issue every year. It hits the streets. It's our Qberg.com is an online resource for the LGBTQ community. Qberg.com. So with it, we have a community calendar. So we have a list of events. So if anybody's interested in looking at seeing what's going on in their neighborhood, can kind of check out our community calendar, which is pretty exclusive. We offer free listings. If you're doing anything LGBTQ related, we will post it for free.
I love that.
It's part of trying to reach out to the community, and with a lack of an active community center here in Pittsburgh, we're hoping that Q-Berg has filled that little gap, I guess, in being the center for information.
That's a great point.
We do actually do two print editions. This is our spring summer edition, which is the Pride Guide. It's available online. If you go to qberg.com, you can pick up that up or see it there online. It's also available throughout any LGBTQ bar. We hit all the bars. It's through also Carnegie Library, and it's also in your Giant Eagle, Shop and Save. It's all over the area here.
Jeff, one question we have not talked about. I don't believe it. We talked about you being the Grand Marshal after 20 years of planning the parade.
How about that?
Do we talk about, like, how did it, how do you feel when did you know it was coming? Was it a surprise?
It was a total surprise.
Okay. And how did you feel
we were on my podcast.
Okay.
Q-Berg has a monthly podcast called Pride Matters, because Pride matters to us, right?
And even your reaction to the question that was like, what does this mean to you? And you said everything.
Right? Yeah. Everything to me. So we were on it, and they just came out and asked me. So it was pretty amazing. I was pretty touched.
And what is that role? What will you have to do?
So I just get to, I guess, not very hard, because all I have to do is look pretty and wave.
Sure. And lots of glitter. Lots of glitter.
I can do both. So we were talking earlier about, I'm used to organizing the parades, right?
Right.
So
yes.
Right. So I'm behind the scenes, and it's the best gig in the world, because everybody and I always ask people, please volunteer for the parade, right? The march/parade, because any individual who wants to march in it can come and march.
Sure.
Right. That's it.
Okay.
So anyway, long story short, I'm used to cleaning up. Everyone leaves, right? So we were talking about that we clean up all the drag droppings, right? The glitter, the boas.
We've heard, yes.
All of that fun stuff. So, and then everyone leaves, and then you're done.
And now?
So now I don't know what's going to happen.
You just get to relax and enjoy the day.
I get to walk and then wave and then at the end,
drop that glitter.
And I'll be wearing the boa and glitter this year.
And you're in charge, and you're like the main affair, but you don't even have a clipboard this year. You're the person.
My bullhorn. I'm going to miss my bullhorn.
Jeff,
I could bring you.
Q-Berg.
I have my bullhorn, but I won't be able to use it.
Qberg.com for information. And where can we find out about more Pride events?
PittsburghPride.com.
Easy enough. You guys, thank you so much for joining us. It has been such a pleasure. And now we get to go to a different topic. It's John and Rachel, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
New to Medicare, get covered with MediConnect. Listen Wednesdays around 1:40 to hear Lance O'Brien of MediConnect help you navigate the Medicare process. Simply great, unbiased information to get you the best healthcare coverage. Get covered with MediConnect. Medicare made simple.
Pittsburgh, don't use the spring to paint your house. Do what Deanna did. She called Rhino Shield.
I was noticing some cracks and the paint's faded. I was like, okay, I think I should get my house painted. So my neighbor had a Rhino Shield placard in the yard. And after they were finished, I was just, wow. With the warranty and everything, it just seemed silly not to go that route.
Rhino Shield ceramic technology is formulated for our unique climate here in Pittsburgh.
So the Rhino Shield crew came out. Nothing was damaged in the process. I was very happy. They just didn't leave a mess. You couldn't even tell they were there. And the house looked so different. It just looked like a new home.
Backed by a 25-year transferable warranty. And now get the protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
Rhino Shield, I think it increases the value and the curb appeal of your home. Definitely worth it.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Sunday mornings at 6 a.m. on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, it's Tech Vibe Radio. Join hosts Audrey Russo and Jonathan Kirsting from the Pittsburgh Technology Council's Huntington Bank Studios as they bring you a front row seat to Pittsburgh's tech sector.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
This is the Bloomberg Money Minute. Everything must go. The bankrupt retailer Joann's Stores, for 80 years, the go-to place for fabrics and crafts, announcing it's closing all remaining stores for good. 440 of them nationwide at the end of this month. All that inventory, office furniture, shelving, warehouse equipment, and more is being sold off. The U.S. dollar today falling to the lowest level since 2023. That's on new tariff threats from the president. 50% levies on all goods from the European Union. 25% tariffs on all Samsung and Apple smartphones that are sold in the U.S. but not made here. That sent stocks lower, and at the close, the Dow down 256, the Nasdaq lost 189, the S&P down 39. Sales of newly built homes last month jumping to the highest level in over 3 years, up 11% as builders offered more incentives. And First Lady Melania Trump releasing an audiobook version of her memoir, Melania, but the voice is not hers. It's entirely a product of artificial intelligence. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
When you struggle with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis, you get used to not feeling 100%. I thought that was how it had to be. Until I discovered the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. They told me about new medications that weren't around back when I was diagnosed. They helped me find a specialist who gave me a new treatment plan. I'm feeling better than I ever thought I could. Don't settle for not feeling your best. Take action today to take care of yourself. Spill your guts. Learn more. It's
Rachel and John on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It is Rachel and John, and we're jagging around here at KDKA.
John, you just interrupted. I was listening. I was eavesdropping on Sharon Eberson giving the Gene
But we
Kelly
have so many guests and so many guests and so many things to talk about.
Yeah.
I love the fact that sometimes we just get a tri-co-host. Or what do we call it? A tri-host?
Trifecta? I don't know.
Yeah, because Sharon Eberson was here as a guest, and she's like, well, I think I'll just stay. And I love the fact that we have nobody, we have people that have nothing else to do on Friday nights, or they just
gosh.
Which is
He's so insulting.
No, it's not insulting at all. I love the fact that you're someone who always had something to do on Friday nights, and here you are with us, and
I
we
cleared
really
the
appreciate
decks
that.
for you, John.
So So no, not insulting whatsoever, nothing negative. But in the meantime, we're about to introduce our other guest. And how we're going to start that is the fact that Sharon fits perfectly into this be the co-host because she was the first female sports writer here in Pittsburgh. Is that right, Sharon? Did I have that right?
At the Post-Gazette,
okay.
I would say Paula Smith was the first at UPI, and then came me.
Okay. So
How about that?
When our guest came in, you're like, I never even covered that. So it's Dominic and Chloe, and you are here representing Gaelic football.
That's correct.
All right. So I at least got that part right. So tell us, first of all, welcome to KDKA.
Thank you for having us.
Did you know Sharon Eberson was going to be here?
I didn't until I got the email from Rachel.
There you go. All right.
How about that?
Tell us a little bit of what is Gaelic football, because it's such a big topic right now because we know the Steelers are going over to Dublin to play football, right? So is that anything remotely close?
So it is actually. It's actually a big deal. The stadium that the Steelers are going to be playing in, Croke Park. It's in Dublin. It hosts the highest level of Gaelic football and a sport called hurling, and they're very selective of people and teams that get to play there. So I think this is the first non-Gaelic or hurling game that's played there since the 80s.
Oh, wow.
We got to tour it there when we went over in 2017 to play, and you can't even touch the grass. They will shoo you away. So they are very strict.
Make it clear you said shoe, not shoot.
Yeah, John, I know. I was like,
shoo away.
Dump.
Shoo away. Shoo.
Yes.
But yeah, so it's a big deal. Gaelic football is the national sport of Ireland, along with hurling. And our club has been around since the 70s. It's been played in Pittsburgh since before then. I've been involved in the club for 20 years. Chloe grew up with the sport.
I was born into the club.
Yep. She is a generational player.
Is that common? Is that something? Yes.
It is, yeah. I would say a good handful of players on both the men's and women's side, their siblings or dads or moms or grandfathers have been involved in the sport and have played. Then you have people like me who find out organically about it.
Yeah.
I'm Italian. I found out a couple years ago I'm only 3% Irish. So everyone's always like, how did you even find out this sport? So I found out through my social studies teacher in 7th grade who played, John Conley, and he coached me through till I was 18, and I joined the men's team, and then he coached us in 2011 and 2012 when we won our first national championships. And then he stepped away for a little bit. He had 2 daughters that were playing sports, and then now he's back coaching us last year and this year. So we're looking for another good national championship run with him. So we're excited about it.
And so this is bigger than you think, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
People don't realize. Go ahead, John. Sorry.
No, Chloe, I was just going to say, can you describe how it is different than what we're used to? Hurling, and it's not curling, because we know that from our, right? We know not to make, but how
Sean from the Pukas has let us know, yes.
Describe a match, if you don't mind.
Like a
game.
Football. Well, there's no offsides, which I think is very important to know. And we're usually set up with 2 what we call full forwards, then 3 half forwards, 2 midfielders, 3 halfbacks, 2 fullbacks, and then a goalkeeper. So it's 13 aside. And
John, did you get that?
I got it. Yeah, I literally was writing it down.
And it moves a lot like a soccer game. Honestly, the speed, it probably a little bit faster. You can use your hands. Like, there's a lot of components to a bunch of sports. In the women's game, you're not technically allowed to hit anybody. There's no shoulder contact. The men's, legally, you are allowed to shoulder contact. But the physicality for the women's is about soccer. Men's is obviously a little bit more aggressive, but
there's got to be that piece where you're like, oh, I'm going to take her out. Right?
Yeah, Chloe's
I'm probably
good at
not
that.
the person to be asking about that one. Yeah, there's definitely times.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, I feel like that on a random day in Target, so I can only imagine what it's like if you're playing a game.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of fun, though. There's a goal. If you scored in the goal, it's worth 3 points. And then there's uprights like a field goal in American football, and that's worth 1 point.
So is it a combination of rugby, football, soccer?
Yeah.
Some volleyball aspects in there. Some people,
I read that.
Right?
Some people will say a little bit of ultimate frisbee. That's kind of not as common, but it just because you can only take 4 steps with the ball before you have to do an action.
Okay.
So it's all because of rules.
Yeah.
It's more
Correct.
rules
Yeah.
versus the actual apparatus.
So when you watch a game and see it flow, you can say, oh, that aspect is from this sport or that aspect is from this sport. You can kind of see those things. So when we get new players in, we often get a lot of former athletes who played soccer or football or basketball.
We have swimmers.
Yeah, absolutely. So we
Runners.
kind of hit the whole gauntlet
Yeah.
of athletes to play, and we're very competitive. Obviously, PSL is a big thing in
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, and that's a good way for people to be social and have a good time. I would consider us a little bit above that in terms of competition.
We're a great time.
Yeah.
We play in the Midwest Division, so our closest competition is Cleveland. Of course, we're a Pittsburgh team. We have to play
Without-
Cleveland.
Which is
doubt.
just like the Pukas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Mhm.
So we play teams from Cleveland, Detroit,
New York.
Cincinnati, Buffalo.
Yeah.
There's 2 teams up there. There's teams in Rochester and some other teams. And then we'll sometimes play teams from Philadelphia or Baltimore, Chicago, Boston, all over the place. And then at Nationals, you never know who you're going to play.
Country.
Okay.
So we've played teams as far as Cayman Islands.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We
Yeah.
played
Okay.
San Francisco last year.
Wow. And you talked about this off air. So if you could let everybody know, where is it that you play?
Sure. So we play at UPMC Graham Field in Wilkinsburg. It's the Chatham's football field. And our first game is actually next weekend. Didn't want to step on the pride, guys, but
Yes.
we have a game next Saturday,
Aw,
the
that was so
31st
nice
as well.
of you. Yeah, it's okay. You could do both. We tell people that
absolutely.
all the
Yeah,
time. Like,
double.
go catch a game and then go to Pride.
For sure. So our game is at 1:00 that day.
Okay.
Our women, unfortunately, part of their team will be in Charlotte playing in a tournament that day.
Okay.
And then our club is hosting our annual night at the races that evening as well.
Okay.
At the JCC in Squirrel Hill to kind of
Sharon,
bring it back to the whole
bringing it
your
in.
Jewish conversation from earlier.
People need to know about. There were so many off-record conversations. And I
I'm
said
on
off
the
record.
executive committee of the Western
Of course she
Pennsylvania
is.
Jewish Sports Hall of Fame,
And that
which
voice
is at
you are
the
hearing,
JCC.
Sharon
Perfect. Yeah.
Eberson, is sticking around with us. We have more Gaelic talk coming back. Stay with us. It's John and Rachel, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Your 401k goes up and down. Fine when you're 40, not when you're 60. Find out how to protect your money on Expedition Retirement. Saturday night at 8 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 412-556-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 412-556-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
The legacy continues with a special rock celebration live. A trip to their massive hits and fan favorites. 3 decades. Over 22 million albums sold. One night only. Friday, July 25th. The Event Center at Rivers Casino. Live. Tickets on sale now at riverscasino.com. Don't miss Live.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our U.S.-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you, and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Cloudy and 51 degrees in Pittsburgh International at 8 o'clock. I'm Paul Chandler. According to President Donald Trump, there is a planned partnership between U.S. Steel and Nippon Steel. Trump says this will create 70,000 jobs, add $14 billion to the U.S. economy. The bulk of that investment will occur in the next 14 months. This is the largest investment in the history of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Trump says in a statement that his tariff policies will ensure that steel will once again and forever be made in America. The headquarters will remain in Pittsburgh, and Trump says he will be at U.S. Steel on Friday, May 30th, for a big rally. Governor Josh Shapiro had this reaction, saying that ever since that we thought this was a possibility, I have worked with the leadership of Nippon and U.S. Steel, local labor, federal, state, and local partners to press for the best deal to keep U.S. Steel headquartered in Pittsburgh, protect union jobs, and secure the future of steelmaking in western Pennsylvania. Put the phones down. News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado has details on upcoming changes to Pennsylvania's distracted driving laws.
Trooper Rocco Gagliardi says when Paul Miller's law goes into effect June 5th, it means having a device in your hand or even putting it on your lap will become illegal.
No body part can maintain that phone. So it's not just holding it. I know a lot of drivers put that phone on their lap, and that's going to be illegal here in a couple weeks.
Same thing with checking your phone at a red light. AAA's Jim Garrity says research shows that grabbing the phone at a red light still has what he calls a hangover effect because you're still focusing on it and not traffic. David Ballarado, News Radio, KDKA.
Rite Aid's bankruptcy is claiming dozens of additional stores in Pennsylvania, right here in the Pittsburgh area as well. What caused the collapse? Dr. Robert Popovian, an expert in pharmaceutical economics, says pharmacy benefit managers are the central problem. He says they take advantage of rebate contracts that inflate drug prices and generate huge profits. Popovian says another issue is unfair competition.
Some of the practices of the PBMs are harming those businesses and putting them in a very difficult situation financially.
Another factor in Rite Aid's demise was opening too many locations. The marketplace changed, and many products consumers once bought at a drugstore are now ordered online. CBS News correspondent Jim Crisula reports a famed musician is taking a break as he deals with health issues.
Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Billy Joel is canceling all of his scheduled concerts. The 76-year-old piano man has revealed on social media that he's being treated for a condition that involves a buildup of fluid in the brain that can cause neurological symptoms. Joel says he's been dealing with hearing, vision, and balance issues. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
The July 5th concert scheduled for Acrisure Stadium with Billy Joel and Rod Stewart has been canceled as well. If you have purchased tickets, you will be automatically refunded. KDK Sports, the U.S. Open at Oakmont is just 3 weeks away, and tickets are scarce. Daily gallery tickets for Friday and Saturday completely sold out. Tickets for the 1895 Club are sold out for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Remaining inventory is selling quickly. You can check on ticket availability at usopenchampionship.com. Right now, it is cloudy and 51 degrees in Pittsburgh. I'm Paul Alexander in the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
If you're thinking about retiring soon, be sure to tune into the Net Worth Financial Hour with Beth Andrews of Net Worth Advisors, Saturdays at 1. Beth talks about the latest trends and headlines that could impact your retirement. Don't go into retirement unprepared. Listen every Saturday afternoon at 1 to the Net Worth Financial Hour with Beth Andrews of Net Worth Advisors. Firm offers insurance services. Net Worth Advisors, LLC, is a registered investment advisor.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
Have you seen how much pollen dust is out there? Well, if it's out there, it's in there, meaning in your home. Larry Richard for Zero Res. Now is the time to take advantage of what Zero Res can do for you. Clean your home unlike any other. Zero Res is the zero residue carpet cleaning company. They don't leave the dirt-attracting soaps and chemicals behind. Call Zero Res. Take advantage of this month's KDKA special offer. Get 3 rooms Zero Resified from Pittsburgh's #1 carpet and air duct cleaner, too. Just $129 and take $50 off your air duct cleaning. Just had this done. You breathe easier, literally. And with all that dust and pollen around, now is the time to call Zero Res, 412-701-1188. Or go online to ZeroResPGH.com. Make sure you say, I want the KDKA special from Zero Res.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Rather cloudy for tonight with a couple of showers, a low of 47. We'll have clouds and some sunshine tomorrow. It's going to be cool again with a couple more showers, high 54. Partly cloudy tomorrow night, a low of 44. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Back to Rachel and John on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
I was just talking because I can't stop myself from talking.
It is Rachel and John, and our tri-host, as we've called them in the past, is
who is putting us to shame.
Sharon Everson is co-founder of Onstage and former sports writer here in Pittsburgh.
Sharon.
So, Sharon Everson, you have been talking off air with our guests about Gaelic football, which we know is not curling, it's hurling. And Dominic and Chloe are here. So, Sharon, I feel like, you have so many good questions.
Or one question that we didn't ask, Sharon. What was it?
Just go right ahead.
What's the name of your team?
That is a great question. So our club is the Pittsburgh Gaelic Athletic Association, the PGAA. Our men's team are the Celtics. Our women's team is the Banshees, and we also have a youth program as well.
And where do these names come from?
That's a great question.
You don't know. Yeah, it's just what it's.
Before I was around, and even long before Dom was around.
Yeah.
And then the Banshees, the women wanted to come up with a name that wasn't around already. And when they formed the team in 2003, the Banshees, what they came up with, because it's like a spooky little storyline situation. You'd have to look up the Legends of the Banshees, but that's how they got their name. So we're the only Banshees across the country. So that's
Go ahead, Sharon. Go ahead.
Sharon, I see your
fire away.
No, we were talking, and I'm trying to understand this sport that I've somehow never heard of. And when you were comparing it to soccer, I asked, do you dribble with your feet like you would in soccer? And you said,
no, you do not. You can, but most of the time you have possession of the ball in your hands. We do play with a round ball, unlike rugby, and you can take 4 steps with the ball before you have to do some type of action. You can pass it to someone by volleyball hitting it out of your hand, like underhand hitting it. You can kick it to somebody anywhere on the field, or you can do what's called a solo, and while you're on the run, you drop it and kick it back up to yourself, almost like you're juggling a soccer ball. You can also take a bounce, which is just like a basketball dribble.
I was going to say like a double dribble.
But you can only do that every other 4 steps. Mm-hmm. So you were talking.
Too many rules.
So you were talking off air. How do you keep track of 4 steps and all this stuff? So a common call from a referee is often steps or 2 dribbles, double hop, because you can't do those things. And sometimes you're in the heat of the action, people are coming after you, and you forget, or you just don't have another option, and you just kind of take too long.
I guess that's why there's no offsides, because you have all of these other things that inhibit
it's
you
a lot, Sharon.
Yeah. And this is when you get mad and angry on the field when you get called for those things.
I am not coming near you, and I saw the bruises that you had, so I completely understand.
It was against Cleveland.
So well earned, right?
Yes.
But that was my other question, too. It sounds like, despite the fact that maybe there are certain contacts that are not legal, but you don't wear any padding?
Nope. Mouth guard only, other than the uniform.
Protect our smiles.
Oh, my.
And the mouth guards are required.
Helmet?
No helmet. Unlike hurling.
Did you see Chloe's face to me like, silly woman?
Hurling and camogie, you need a helmet. Those are required. Yeah. But that's honestly a recent thing in that sport. But in Gaelic football, mouth guard, which is,
Do you use your head like in soccer?
No. You can try.
The Gaelic football is heavier than a soccer ball. It's it's a little bit bigger, but it's a heavier leather. Mm-hmm. So doing a header with it is not as enjoyable.
Is it like a medicine ball?
Not quite a medicine ball. Not as heavy.
Okay.
But it's a thicker leather, so it kind of has the feel maybe of
and you can bounce it, so it couldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. I know. I'm just trying to visualize myself.
And I think we're doing this as a service to ourselves because, again, the Steelers are going over to play in Dublin.
Yep.
And for those who missed the earlier part, they're going to be playing one of the only times that American football is going to be played in this stadium.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but we also have to kind of let everybody know over in Ireland, which I think we should have a 6-week trip to go do that, is
We'll go
an
with
outreach
you, yeah.
because as far as what they should expect, how different it is that they're going to come see this.
Oh, very different.
Oh, it's definitely different. And we, as a club, I mentioned it a little bit before, we've gotten to do 2 trips over to Ireland in my time playing. We the men's team went in 2017, and then the men and women both went this past summer. And both times we were lucky enough to be in Dublin for the highest level of Gaelic football. It's the All-Ireland level, the county level. And we got to go to the All-Ireland finals in 2017 and then to both semifinals this past summer.
Oh.
And it's a really cool experience because in Ireland, where you grow up is the team and the club that you play for. And, as you progress,
No drafts.
yeah, and as you progress in skill level,
sure.
you move up and eventually you can get to your playing for your county. And it's not like in American sports where there's trades or free agents or anything like that. Like you are born and bred in the place that you are from, and that's who you live and die for on the field and off the field. So going to the games is a whole different experience because you can go to a Steeler game and get a lot of passion. You can go to Green Bay or Dallas or Philly, but in Ireland, when they go to these games, it's people that they might know or that they grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
It's a part of their community, so the passion level is so much greater in the stadium. It's a really cool experience.
Yeah.
What has it been like to see the growth? I know you've been in it, as you each have said, through birth, right, and then through you playing as many years. Obviously, the people have multiplied,
For
but
sure.
what have you seen from a growth perspective that hits your heart?
For me, from the men's team, when I started playing, we had one team, and we would get maybe 20 to 25 guys at a training. And the training we had yesterday, we had 30, and we had maybe like 10 or 15 guys that weren't there. So this year we're able to roll out 2 teams, which is a big deal. We're playing at 2 different levels. In America, there are 6 levels of, I guess you'd call it skill levels, senior, intermediate, and then junior A, B, C, and D for the men. And then the women go down to junior C.
Yeah, we stopped at junior C.
So the fact that we're able to put together 2 very competitive teams for both the men and the women this year
Yeah, we have 2 teams.
is a big
That's
testament
great.
to our club.
And fan base? I mean, is there?
It's insane.
Really?
Like Pittsburgh is known for traveling well. We always bring a good crowd with
Yes,
us.
we do.
But which is natural for all Pittsburgh sports. But even like the growth, I think the last year I did the youth, they had like 5,000 kids signed up to play in that one weekend tournament. And I think last year's nationals, I forget how many teams. This is really bad.
I believe, if I remember correctly, I would need to fact check this,
Yeah.
but it's like 120 cities across North America that currently have Gaelic football, and that includes teams in Canada, Mexico City. I mentioned the Cayman Islands.
Yeah.
But thousands of people.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's thousands of people that come every year to nationals, and that moves around every year.
Every year,
So
it's
last year was in San Francisco. This year it's in Philadelphia, but it's been in Boston, Chicago, Seattle, Denver.
We're in Denver.
Wow.
So
It's awesome.
it's really cool to get to go to some of these cities and meet different people. And
Where can everybody find out more information about it? Because don't think that you're skating. I mean, it's great to talk about the Gaelic stuff, but you got to talk Yinzer too. So tell everybody, where can they find you?
Sure. So our website is pittsburghgaa.com. Our Instagram handle is also pittsburghgaa. You can find all of our game schedules and events that we have on the website and on Instagram as well. So please give us a follow and do some Googling.
In Pittsburgh, get out and go see it,
Absolutely.
right? Yeah, support local, try something new.
You're listening to it, but it's a sport that once you see it, you just will fall in love with immediately.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh, they can watch it too.
Absolutely.
Don't you worry.
Chia, more
They
Yinzer?
can see you right
Yinzer
there.
questions coming up, right?
We can't wait for
Meanwhile,
the Yinzer
Sharon's
questions.
like, wait, I have more sports questions. We're going to do it. It's Rachel, John, and Sharon, our tri-host. It's 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Your source for everything that's news. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
The peace lily is so last year.
Hey, has anyone worked with fiddlenecks?
Shelby's popular flower shop is in full bloom.
We just got a request for an arrangement that evokes air. Who's up for that challenge? No?
She needs to hire a floral designer to nip foliage faux pas in the bud.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our advanced matching helps find talented candidates so you can connect with them fast. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Americans spend $66 billion on weight loss products and services each year. And you know what? Right here in our hometown, Pittsburgh's very own board-certified and licensed hypnotherapist Dan Bitchoff has helped thousands of people do just that. Lose weight, keep it off. In fact, he's been helping people take back control of their lives for more than 20 years here in Pittsburgh at the PA Hypnosis Center. You have an opportunity to do the same. Are you battling anxiety? So many people are. He can help you with that. If you want to quit smoking, Dan Bitchoff is the call you should make at the PA Hypnosis Center today. Schedule your free consultation at 724-934-8446, 724-934-8446. Dan can help you reach your goal with a 98% success guarantee. 724-934-8446. Call now.
Barry and Steve Aaronich from Petite Kitchen and Bath Design Center. You know, getting something new creates excitement. For instance, on a scale of 1 to 10, a new TV might be a 3.
A new car might be a 7. But getting a brand new kitchen or bathroom, that is a 10. Few things equal the exhilaration and joy of finding just the right design for the kitchen or bath of your dreams.
And then there's the anticipation you feel as Petite's expert craftsmen transform your dream into a reality. From custom creation to expert installation, our family-owned business has been making people happy for almost 60 years.
Let us help you experience the one-of-a-kind joy you'll get from a brand new kitchen or bathroom from Petite. Visit us on Route 50 just off the Carnegie exit. Call 412-279-2222 or click PATETE-kitchens.com. Haven't you waited long enough? PA 625.
Get connected. That's the Inside Connection this Saturday morning at 9 with your local Medicare experts from MediConnect. If you're turning 65, hear all the inside information available to seniors on the Inside Connection, presented by MediConnect. Medicare made simple.
When it's cancer, life gets complicated. The AHN Cancer Navigation Team guides you through. Appointments, expert specialists, emotional support, done. Because at AHN, we see you. Visit ahn.org/cancer team. When it's cancer, AHN knows. Life takes a village. Cancer takes a team. The AHN Cancer Navigation Team gets you the support you need. An expert care plan, financial guidance, emotional support. Visit ahn.org/cancer team.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It is Rachel and John. Our tri-host Sharon Eberson is here, and who we're talking to are Dominic Zappa and Chloe Shevlin, right? Did I get that correct? I pronounced correct. And that name is somewhat royalty as far as the Irish, because we see that name always at the Pittsburgh Irish Festival as far as a dance school, and we see that at the St. Bridget, the folks the same Irish Festival put on. So that is such a unique dance, and I'm thinking this Gaelic football thing must have somehow incorporate that fancy footwork that the Shevlin School of Dancing does.
I guess you could say that.
Okay.
I guess you could say that.
It's a loose interpretation. Right. So, and we were talking off air the fact that Gaelic football, there isn't really a name for it.
It's not
like, yeah. And to do it in Rachel's way, it's gah.
I do. I get so frustrated.
Because when she's frustrated, she's gah.
Because I want to say something, and John's still talking. And I just want to get in there because I don't talk much, so I just need to.
Yeah, right. So often we'll just say Irish football just to get the confusion out of the way. When we say, "Oh, we have a football game," everyone thinks we're putting on pads or playing soccer. So Irish football is usually what our go-to is after we say Gaelic football, and they go, "What?"
Right. So I think the cool thing is that, you have some information to get out as far as when your games and matches are, but we can't let you do that until you answer our official Yinzer question.
They already tried to get out of one of them.
We'll answer the one. I just am not going to have a good answer.
Chloe is at the door. She'll work her way out of here. She'll
you mentioned those eject buttons.
I think she can make it. Yes.
We're ready.
Chloe, I mean, don't be afraid, girl, but I played some rugby in my day. So,
Ask her how many games.
1,
2. Yeah. My dad found out, and I had a concussion after a scrum.
Hey, it's never too late to play Gaelic football.
Gaelic football.
I am 49. I am not playing.
And we have 50-year-olds on the team.
We just sent this past winter a team of an over 40 team to Vegas to play.
I love when young people, Sharon, give you a decade that you belong in.
Well, that was the requirement of the tournament.
Why did you have to be over me and say that?
I think Rachel put herself in it, right?
She did. That was the requirement of the tournament.
I did, you guys. All right, so the 3 Yinzer questions that we ask are, number 1, do you have a neighborhood nuh-uh? And you each explained, we were talking about Sharon, tomorrow is her birthday, which I'm like, I love that it's the Gene Kelly Awards and it's her birthday. And we've been talking Gene Kelly's with her, and you were talking being from Gateway and that they've always had a great presence. What do we need to know about the East? Is there some fun fact that you have?
I don't know if it's necessarily a fun fact, but you tell people you live out in Monroeville and they're like, ugh, I don't want to drive all the way out there.
Yes.
But it's such a nice place to live. We have everything you need. It's, not to be a pun, but we are a gateway to the rest of the state. We have the end of the parkway, the beginning of the turnpike. There's a nice turnpike exit right there.
Sure.
So, we're kind of the gateway between the rest of the state and the city of Pittsburgh.
But, Dominic, that's a good observation, but that's not a nuh-uh. Like, I wanted a good nuh-uh. I knew that. Chloe, give us a better one.
I don't have a nuh-uh. I live in Green Tree. I don't know.
I feel like we should phone a friend, call John Shalkowski, and ask him something about Green Tree.
Paul Alexander was just in here. His daughter went to high school with me, and I think we lived down the street from each other.
Nuh-uh. There you go.
Well done.
All right. Is there... Go ahead, John. No. Procrastination? You want to go that?
Yeah. Do you have some Pittsburgh thing that you drive by all the time and you just say, I have to get there, but you still haven't? Chloe, you first.
My big thing is I've never been to Picklesburg.
Oh.
I know. And I love pickles.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. And
Hold on,
love
I gotta
pickles.
take a knee. Keep talking.
I love pickles so much. I've never been to Picklesburg.
You guys!
And
we usually have games that weekend.
Yeah. And all of my friends are like, oh, I'm coming to Picklesburg. And I'm like, I have literally never been.
My fiance and her friends like to go because they love pickles as well. And
I love pickles.
I have not been able to go either. But that's not my procrastination.
Good. What's your procrastination?
So I have 2, and it's I've never been to the Warhol Museum or the Mattress Factory.
Oh boy.
So okay, Warhol is a common. Actually, there have been a couple people who have said I've not been there. You should totally go. It's amazing. But secondly, I have only been to the Mattress Factory for events. I have not toured it for the art piece. And we did actually have a curator on our podcast a couple months ago, and we were completely enlightened.
And Sharon, that's some of the things that you cover currently. What would we be missing by not getting to the Warhol, or you're aware of as far as things to do?
Well, I mostly cover the performing arts, but the mattress.
You're artsy.
Artsy.
Right.
I know people. No, I've been to the Mattress Factory a lot, but I go by exhibition besides events. I mean, I look at what's going on there, and the Warhol seems like at the time, and I don't know if this is still true. It was the only museum in America that was devoted to a single artist, and again, They had one of my favorite exhibitions ever anywhere because I'm a big geek. I'm a comic book geek.
Oh, me too.
And Alex Ross is one of my favorite illustrators, very iconic Superman artist. He also did a lot of great album covers too. And they had the only exhibition of his, like outside, he's from Chicago, outside of Chicago. And I got to interview him, and I brought a book of his Marvel illustrations. And my friends say that I was glassy-eyed. I was holding it, and
That's
he
really
actually
cool.
took it out of my hands, and he autographed it, and he put it, and I didn't even know. I was like,
He put it back in. He put it back in and folded your arms across it.
I was.
I love that.
But the Warhol does really, they'll just go do really out there things like that you wouldn't think of. So, yes, that's why you'll find me at the Warhol.
Yeah.
It's a great place. Yeah.
So the only thing we have is for you to answer is what would we take away your Yinzer card?
So I swear I'm not cheating. Mine kind of piggybacks off of Rachel's. And I know you said you don't like permane sandwiches, which I like permane sandwiches.
Okay.
But I am a no tomato and light slaw, and it's only because I have guilt about the slaw to put it on there.
What do you mean?
The slaw's fine, but I'm not a big coleslaw person. But so I always will ask for light slaw because I don't.
You're that guy.
Yeah, I don't want to be like. I don't want to be like, well, I don't, because like you kind of need it for the permane sandwich.
Dominic, light slaw is worse than saying no slaw.
Right? I agree.
I will say though, I'm very specific about which permanes I do and do not order that in because I have been in the strip when I was in college and did that, and I thought I was gonna get thrown out. So if I'm at like a chain somewhere, then it's whatever. But if I'm somewhere in the city, I just order it as is and just eat it.
Take it. Oh yeah. Chloe, what would we revoke your Yinzer card for?
I'm just like, I don't really believe in using Yinzer. Like, Pittsburgh Ease is like not. Like, everybody is always like, you have such a Pittsburgh accent, and I'm like, I don't even know what that means because I don't believe. Ironically say.
Yeah,
Yinzer,
it's just
but
what
I'm
you do.
never
You
like,
have the tongue.
what
Yeah.
are Yins doing tonight? Like,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
Yeah, we get it. That's why we just slide in a nuh-uh every so often. No, we
I am a bad habit of nuh-uh.
Nah, yaha. You follow up with a yaha?
Yaha.
Up air.
Up air.
You guys, it has been a pleasure to host you. We enjoy you so much. We want you to come back another time and tell us more about this amazing
For sure.
sport.
Thank
One
you
more
so much
time.
for having us.
Absolutely. Where can everybody find you and follow you?
Yeah, PittsburghGAA.com as well as PittsburghGAA on Instagram. Our game schedules for both the men and the women are on the website. The link to the website is on the Instagram. You can find us there. And we also have our fundraisers coming up as well on the website if you're interested in that.
We love it. Thanks
Thank you again.
It's our pleasure. We'll just bring you back so we can feel sport oriented. It's
Great.
John and Rachel,
Anytime.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The Pittsburgh Speaker Series presented by University of Pittsburgh announces its 25-26 season at Heinz Hall. 7 events will broaden your perspective and deepen your understanding of the world around you. Featuring Dr. Anthony Fauci, Malcolm Gladwell, historian Doris Kearns Goodwin, former National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster, and National Geographic photographer Christina Mittermeier. The series is sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James. Tickets on sale now at pittsburghspeakers.org. I'm with Rocco Florio of AirPro Heating and Cooling, a trusted HVAC company that carries quality Bryant products and serves the entire Pittsburgh area. Rocco, what's up on prices for furnaces and air conditioning equipment?
Larry, it's best for people to purchase now, as equipment prices are going up in the coming months. AirPro takes pride in our prices. We are lower than the competition and provide financing options and long warranties.
Call AirPro Heating and Cooling today at 800-749-0642. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Retirement, it's almost here. Are you ready? Well, join Kurt Kanodik and Ethan Lane of Accurate Solutions Group for your retirement blueprint. Let Kurt and Ethan help you plan for your retirement dreams. Don't miss your retirement blueprint Sundays at 10. Investment advisory services offered through ASG Investment Management, LLC.
If you're thinking about retiring soon, be sure to tune into the Net Worth Financial Hour with Beth Andrews of Net Worth Advisors, Saturdays at 1. Beth talks about the latest trends and headlines that could impact your retirement. Don't go into retirement unprepared. Listen every Saturday afternoon at 1 to the Net Worth Financial Hour with Beth Andrews of Net Worth Advisors. Firm offers insurance services. Net Worth Advisors, LLC, is a registered investment advisor.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
CBS News Brief. President Trump is threatening to impose a 25% tariff on smartphones. He said he'd spoken about tariffs on iPhones with Apple CEO Tim Cook.
I had an understanding with Tim that he wouldn't be doing this. He said he's going to India to build plants. I said, that's okay to go to India, but you're not going to sell into here without tariffs.
Boeing will not be criminally prosecuted over the deadly crashes of two 737 MAX planes 6 years ago. From Seattle, KIRO radio reporter Heather Bosch with details on the company's agreement with the Justice Department.
Boeing has now agreed to pay $1.1 billion in fines, safety investments, and a fund for crash victims.
Many Americans are heading somewhere this Memorial Day weekend, most by car, but many by plane. CBS's Karen Hua is at Houston Hobby Airport.
Yesterday, across the country, TSA saw nearly 3 million people. That is the fourth highest number on record. So definitely a lot of people flying.
CBS News Brief. I'm Christopher Cruz.
I'm fixing to tell you something that the insurance industry does not want you to ever hear. Bullies often delay and deny. I see them sitting on premiums paid and making money and dragging it out for as long as they can. Many times, we're forced to take them to court. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Their high-paid lobbyists are on a mission to make sure that at trial, jurors are not allowed to learn that the at-fault party has insurance, and in some cases, lots of it. I can think of no case in all my years where there was no insurance for the at-fault party. So let's fight back. It's all these bullies understand. Tell everybody you know the truth. If you've been injured in a car crash or hurt at a store or business, visit forthepeople.com. We're here 24/7. It's that easy. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Morgan & Morgan, 603 Stanwick Street, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania lawyer will handle Pennsylvania cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh, really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
As a family member or friend, you may be the first to notice when a veteran you love has been going through changes. Things like withdrawing, drinking more, or increased anger could be a sign of a larger health concern. But help is available. Listen to hundreds of inspiring stories at maketheconnection.net and learn how you can support the veterans in your life. Treatment works. Recovery is possible.
Okay, listen up. This is Dr. Shufo from the Weight Loss and Wellness Center. There are no negatives to clothes fitting better, being able to walk up the stairs not winded, getting up off the floor easily, decreased meds and off medications, better hip and knee replacements, greater self-worth and self-esteem, and absolutely feeling genuinely happy with who you are. That's exactly what we're going to do together. Call for making these changes become a reality. 1-800-900-THIN.
The Milwaukee Brewers come to town on Friday, May 23rd to take on the Buccos at 6:40 p.m. Take in the action as the Pirates face one of their division rivals, the Milwaukee Brewers. Then be sure to stick around for an exciting post-game Zambelli fireworks show presented by 84 Lumber. It's the Buccos and the Brewers in a Friday night matchup at PNC Park. Get your tickets and see all of the 2025 Zambelli fireworks nights at pirates.com/fireworks.
Hearing the news every day is one thing. Hearing it hit home is something altogether different. That's the difference you hear every day on KDKA Radio. We go beyond the benign headlines and bring the news to life. Your life. So stay here and hear the news and what a difference it makes. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Clouds and a couple of showers for tonight, low 47. Breezy and cool tomorrow with some sun and a couple more showers, high 54. Perhaps a shower to start Saturday, otherwise cool with some sunshine, high 58. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson at 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Let's return to Rachel and John on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
John, no offense, but this is like the letdown time. It's just you.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Did my mom just walk in the room?
Marco's laughing, but it's so true. Like, I have looked forward to every one of our guests coming in so we could talk about all these great topics. And now it's just you and I see you every day. So it's been fun, John.
So I guess should I say the same thing? No.
Same.
I would, yes. So
I'm teasing.
Again, we are leading up to the 9 o'clock hour, which is the late night version where always make sure you're tuning in because we always dedicate to local music and local cocktails and snacks, things like that. So we remind you, you could come here to 5 Foster Plaza at 5 o'clock every Friday, except for, stop the presses, except during June, because we will be on our Zachary's Mission Porch Tour.
So if you don't know what that is, and, I started to talk about this earlier in conversation, we announced today on our blog the 4 winners of the Zachary's Mission Porch Tour, brought to you by People's Gas, which is so fantastic. We've been doing it for 9 years. And the reason you and I were talking about this is we were doing the Canva, graphic of what to expect, that kind of thing, and announcing the winners. And it said for 8 summers. So this is the 9th year. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. But I do want to point out, we have been celebrating Zachary's Mission, the Porch Tour, for 9 years, but we haven't always had this competition.
That's right.
So I think it's year 4 or 5 with the competition. But it's gotten heated more and more every single year. So if you don't know what we're talking about, essentially, Zachary's Mission is an amazing nonprofit. Patricia and Rob Vince, 2 amazing people out of the Greensburg area whose son, unfortunately, passed away from a heart defect many, many years ago. And instead of, when something like that happens, human nature, you kind of gravitate toward that cause. And then, you're a supporter of that cause. Instead, the Vince family created this mission that essentially was, this is what happens when you experience an unexpected overnight stay.
Extended stay,
yeah.
Right.
Or
and
extended,
so,
sorry,
yes.
yeah.
And so the issue they had was that fact that Patricia was in one hospital after the delivery, and then Rob was with Zachary in another hospital. And he was journaling what went on and with the things he needed and the way to communicate and things like that. And so what they did was created these Zach packs, which are super cool. In the fact, they're a backpack of things that you might need for an extended stay away during, at any hospital. But the cool part is that the social workers and the healthcare staff now are aware of the Zach packs,
right,
and can go ahead and give them a call and make an offer and say, okay, you might need one of these. And it's not necessarily what exactly you think you might.
I was just going to say, what are the contents?
It's things like gift cards. It's things like gas cards. It's things like a journal, because that's what Rob recalled always wanting to do, journal. And it's things like toothpaste and shampoo, but it's nothing against the hospital brands, but it's the more comforting, more name brands.
Yeah, it's not a general bar of soap. It's a Dove bar of soap. It's a Pantene. Yeah, things like that.
You're trying to keep a certain level of your own
comfort,
person while you're in there.
And so what we do is we get the Amazon wish list from the Zachary's Mission folks, from Patricia and Rob, and then we supply that with all 4 of the porch owners, and they go to their friends, their family, whomever they're inviting, and they say, hey, do you want to make a donation? It could be $5. It could be a monetary donation, or it could be one of the items on the list. And essentially, whatever porch collects the most items wins the prize. John, what's the prize?
The prize is... It's under suspense because we haven't really decided
what that
yet.
means.
But in the past, it's been hockey tickets. It's been a great dinner. And so when we say we're coming to bring the party to your porch, that is one thing, because just what our podcast is, there's always local personalities. There's always a local musician. There's local food. But on top of that, then you have to return the favor and raise these funds, raise these items. And at the end, that's when we kind of tally it up, or the Vince family tallies up and says, okay, who gathered the most, meaning how many Zach packs can they fill without ever
they have their
spending
own
a
method.
dime.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
right.
We don't even pay attention.
So, and if you're listening to this, say, how do I get involved? Well, the 4 porches that were selected this week
have been announced.
So we're doing that.
Yeah.
And now you could participate in it by finding out where the porches are and inviting yourself, or you can hear.
I guess you could.
You can hear those podcast episodes starting on the Friday nights in June.
There you go. It's a whole thing. And I love, for me, the excitement is these people are so stoked to actually, they're like, thank you for choosing me. The coolest part is they say, hey, pick me. We had about, couple dozen or a dozen and some people who said, I want to be a part of this. How do I do it? Or what I love is people from last year who didn't get picked. They'll say, oh my gosh, I so wanted to do it last year. And now, how does it work this year? And that's already happened. I went to that event at Nikki Campbell's the other night, and 2 people said, I really hope I couldn't do it this year, but I really hope I have a chance to host a Zachary's Mission porch tour. So there you go.
Yeah. And again, the people that have won in the past, they've sent us videos.
Yeah.
That all wearing JAG shirts, things like that.
Brandy's porch
it's about
was cool.
a neighborhood team spirit.
Yeah. So we're excited. And, kudos and thanks to so many of these local businesses, because like you said, we grab a bunch of local gifts just to give the hosts for doing this, because let's face it, some of them are putting out money, right? And so you get Ernie Ritchie's sausage, you get Mancini's, and then you get a couple other things. But it's up to you. Do you want to just go on that with the people who are coming? Or do you want to have, if you're like me, and as we say, you got to be as you are. If you're bigger, you're going to ask for more things. You're going to do more things. My family would have an entire spread, but that doesn't mean you have to. Mm-hmm. If you are those people, have a cookout, have it catered, do whatever you want to do. But also, you're already opening yourself up, and we completely understand that. So we offset that cost by bringing stuff to you. So we have 11 so far, different local things, from the Aviary to Caliente to Ernie Ritchie's to Grandpa Joe's to a new little company called Sweet Florence. You name it, Grandpa Joe's.
Mary Mac Bakehouse.
Mary Mac. She's been an OG, right?
Yes.
I think it's been every single tour that she has donated in some way.
Yeah.
Oh, P Squared. Listen, that is one of my favorite candle places in Bellevue. And I may have been like, hey, asking for a friend. No, I'm giving their products. I promise. They already gave theirs so that we could take them. We're so excited. It's going to be such a fun time.
It is. And again, if you can't make it, or if you haven't been invited to one of the porches, first of all,
hit us up.
Phone a friend and say, can I come to your house?
Yeah.
In the meantime, you will be able to hear them here.
It happened today. I literally saw Mary Claire from South Hills, was chosen, and she posted that, look, I got this. I'm so excited. And literally saw 2 people comment and say, oh my gosh, I hope I'm on the guest list. So how cool is that? I don't know what her answer was.
I just saw Margot's face saying, "Oh, you mean I don't have to deal with you guys on Fridays in June?" No, we're still here for this part.
She would not say that. She enjoys us.
Okay.
Don't you think?
Yes. I was just joking.
We should probably find out if she likes us or not.
Yes.
Anyway, we had a really great night talking to all of the guests. I hope you listened. Such great segments. So many Pittsburgh stories. So many great Pittsburgh people. We went from Pride to Gaelic sports to Sharon Eberson. Who would have pinched me that Sharon Eberson was our tri-host?
Yeah.
And I'm hanging out with her tomorrow night. So I don't know where you're going to be, but I'm going to be with Sharon Eberson.
Yeah. I've never seen you go gaga over somebody.
Always.
Sharon Eberson.
I adore her. Yeah.
In the meantime, we're coming back for one more segment before we get to late night. It's John and Rachel, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Honored to win the Marconi Award as the best news talk station in the country. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Here's a few questions for you from California Psychics. Do your workdays seem to go on forever? Is your career progression as fast as downtown traffic? Or does your boss still not know your name?
Hey, you, Tina, Lisa, Sheila, whatever. Get that report to me by lunch, okay? It's Carrie, ma'am. Just get it done, Terry.
It's time to read the career warning signs and talk to California Psychics. We're always on hand to give you the career guidance you need. You see, we only connect you with the very best. In fact, 98% of the psychics who apply to work with us don't make the grade. That's why we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. So you could soon be telling your boss where to stick that report.
Where are you going, Terry? Terry!
Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics. Call 1-800-PREDICT today and get 20 minutes for just $20.
Don't know who to trust? Go with the sure thing. PJ Fitzpatrick has been your trusted roofer for 45 years. They've earned thousands of 5-star reviews and backed all new roofs with a lifetime guarantee on materials and labor. The PJ Fitzpatrick team of experienced professionals installs most roofs in just one day. Set up a free consultation this month to save thousands. Plus, they have a variety of financing offers that work with any budget. Don't wait. Check them out online at trustpj.com. That's trustpj.com.
Tune in this Sunday morning at 8 for the Coons Cooking Hour with Rob Pratt and the Coons Market team as they discuss outdoor party foods for grad parties and Memorial Day. It's the Coons Cooking Hour, presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. You can join the movement to end hunger by donating, volunteering, and advocating. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/act now.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
When you call yourself the voice of Pittsburgh, you have to know when to not talk. Sometimes you just need to be the ears of Pittsburgh. Just listen. Listen to what you have to say. These are complicated and uncertain times. But when you need us, we're here for you. And we're listening. A trusted source that you can count on to be here. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
What happens when the power goes out at homes that have a standby Honeywell generator by Generac from AirPro Heating and Cooling? Absolutely nothing. Your power continues with a Honeywell generator from AirPro. Right now, save $1,000 when you buy a Honeywell generator from AirPro. Plus, get a free 7-year warranty on parts and labor. Call someone you know. Call the home generator experts at AirPro today. 800-749-0642. That's 800-749-0642.
It's Rachel and John on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It is Rachel and John, and we're getting ready to
Stop me up.
News. Yeah, we're getting ready to after the news get to the late night version, and always recorded here at our theater. There's a YouTube version of it as well.
The theater.
It's a fun time, but then we.
What did you have tonight?
What did I have tonight? I had.
Did you sip?
I did not. No, because our
Michaela
producer,
took it.
Michaela, won one. Yes.
Yeah.
So we always have a little cocktail or a snack as the opener, as the opening segment. And tonight we talk about a local coffee company, but I don't drink coffee. And they didn't necessarily talk about what I like to drink, Rachel.
Right. I mean, we would have to bring in Turner's, right? That would be it.
Chocolate milk?
Yeah. Don't they have chocolate milk?
I don't know. I thought they had Turner's was iced tea.
I know it was iced tea, but I thought they had a chocolate milk also.
That's a good question.
Good question. I don't know the answer to that.
We'll take calls at. No, we won't.
No, we do not. Yeah. I mean, I am a coffee holic, and I will be honest. I have smelled what they brought. Amazing. I cannot wait to go home and make a good pot of coffee. The other unique thing is in this coffee, it's Compass Point.
Mm-hmm.
They are at the used to be Steedles Candy Company. Do you know where that is?
Well, you pointed it out the other day, but I had never
you didn't know
been
that was
to
Steedles.
Yeah. So, but you knew
Well, listen.
Steedles because of what?
Well, Mount Alvernia.
Yes.
Mount Alvernia, Mount Alvernia. That was our school song. Mount Alvernia is a school that doesn't exist anymore, and it's just a place. I think it's still a daycare, and I believe it is also a senior living facility, but it's right there in Millville. It was an all-girls Catholic school. I absolutely loved it. Had 4 of the best years of my life. And it was directly across the street. So it literally sits at that Y in Millville. It's that giant building. And it was a candy place. And it was fantastic. And now here it is, the coffee place. And what I thought was really interesting was, Eric came on to talk about that. But then later we talked to Jeff about Pride and Q-Burg and all that good stuff. And I brought up Mount Alvernia and 6 degrees of separation. His dad was the caterer for Mount Alvernia. Is that crazy?
So Pittsburgh.
3 points of Millville right there. Bada boom.
In the meantime, we also talked about what's.
Did I bore you? You did not seem
at all.
to be interested in that story.
I had heard it.
Oh.
So there's also Chalk Fest, and
yes.
so pretty interesting that it's right outside of our office over there in the North Shore in Isabella, and we watched people get ready to start their artwork, and their artwork is incredible. If you've never been, we definitely tell you have to get to the North Shore because it's put on by Pittsburgh River Life, and to be honest with you, you don't go anywhere and see something like this here in Pittsburgh. It's an art exhibition, but it's interactive in the fact that it is something you could go talk to the artist while they're doing it.
No question.
Super cool.
And like you said, being right there and watching it happen, like the setup, it makes you. I say this all the time. It makes you appreciate that person's craft, because if you don't partake in a craft, it's so easy for you to say, oh, that's easy, or I could do that. And then you watch something like that and you're like, oh my goodness, there's no way.
Yeah. And again, it's very organic in the fact that we see them take their suitcases out, and it's just start drawing, not just start drawing, but start how they grid out their artwork. But it's planned out. I think most of them plan it versus, it's not like a caricature artist.
Oh, it's not a free. Yeah, right.
But, again, what I love about it is that you could stand there and look sideways at it, look sideways the other way and step back from it. And then suddenly you see it like, oh my God, it looks like we're walking down steps, or
three-dimensional.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. And we got to talk to actually a repeat guest also, Cecily. She came on not right after. We met her at Picklesburg. She came on to talk about the fact that she used to She used to convene people at her apartment until it got too big to talk about books. And when I say it got too big, it was the crowd of people who wanted to come to actually participate in speaking about different books. So she moved it to Bakery Square. She says she now gets up to like 70 people in one sitting. It's once a month. And now she has the book festival that's happening next weekend.
Yeah,
so
May 31st.
That's great. At the Carnegie Library.
Matt Cause is our entertainment. You'll enjoy him. He's a return guest. But Rachel, we've talked so much about what you're doing tomorrow. Can we please just celebrate what you're doing tomorrow? The Gene Kelly Awards.
Listen, do you really care? Because I'm going to tell you right now. If you
what am I? You ask these questions.
No. But here's the thing. You know me well enough personally to know that I have lived approximately 18 years of hockey. Like for real. My oldest being well, maybe more, 22. He literally started hockey when he was 4. I have done nothing but go to hockey tournaments, take my daughter to ice hockey tournaments. Adeline was born in January. She literally was wrapped and at the hockey rink, by the end of January. I finally have this girl who is into music and performing. And not only that, but for North Hills, they are up for 9 different categories for these Gene Kelly Awards. And everyone has told me that you cannot believe what it's like. Sharon Eberson sat here tonight and told me it is like no sporting event you've ever been from the noise. Are you shocked at that?
I was. And as a matter of fact, Sharon Eberson also told us that it was the first award ceremony and process of its kind in the country named after Gene Kelly.
Who knew? I had no idea. Well, and I didn't know other cities emulated that. Like, of course, look at us. Of course, it's Pittsburgh. But I am so excited. I have no idea what to expect. Obviously, Sharon did a good job of telling me. But I cannot wait to go in there because I understand they reserve sections of the Benedum or Byam, I can't remember, by school. And so you have to have your ticket. And John, tickets are at if you did not get them by deadline.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, there were multiple emails sent out. Sorry for you. You snooze, you lose. So I have my ticket and I have an extra ticket. But what did I find out tonight? I am going as the +1 of Sharon Eberson. Boom! I mean, who's jealous of that? Not me, because I'm the one going.
Yes, exactly.
With her.
That all happens tomorrow afternoon?
Yeah. No, tomorrow night. So I think it's either 7 or 7:30 they take the stage. And she explained that it literally just goes on. And that's what the drama folks have told me at North Hills. They're like, there's really not an end time because you're just kind of waiting for each of the schools to do their thing. There's multiple numbers.
So I would encourage any schools that are there and just get in touch with us because we'd love to have you come on and talk about your experience. Either, if you've won, we certainly want to celebrate that. Or you're a drama club. Look, we don't have enough drama in our lives here in Pittsburgh. We'll take whatever.
We have no drama.
Yeah, we'll take whatever drama you can dish out. We'll take it.
Well, and we, because of my affiliation with North Hills, we had some of the contenders in, and it was such a great conversation. And I agree with you. I think this whole youth thing, I mean, look at the Gaelic sports folks. It's amazing to see they are ambassadors.
Yeah, and the fact that they're attracting people to come here to teach them or to sort of, sort of mentor them in Gaelic football.
Look at that.
Gaelic football is a thing. Look at what we learned from here.
We're such learners. KDKA. We're like sponges, the two of us. Yeah. Anyway, we are not here tomorrow, but we are back for next Friday. I'm really excited because if rumor is right, you're going to be joined by Missy Marino, and there's so much to talk about with her as well. So it's been lots of fun. I hope that you listen in on our podcast because it's a good one. It's a lot of fun. John, you out?
I'm out. You going to do it?
John and Rachel, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Rabbi Yisrael Altin joins us on KDKA. Unfortunately, these series of hate crimes continue, and it's disappointing.
So, the most important thing is, people are safe. It's obviously when we see things of hate like this going around, we need to find the perpetrators and bring them to justice.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying.